right, studio feels a little better right now. Welcome, folks. MJ Morning Show Friday. Hello, Friday. Short week, so, we didn't start work till Tuesday because Monday was technically the federal holiday observation of New Year's Day, which fell on Sunday, so kind of a short week, but here we are. First week back for us in 2023. We had a air conditioning meltdown situation yesterday in our studio, and we got here in October of 2020. The MJ Morning Show, we returned to our triumphant broadcast arena in October of 2020, and we've just had the hot-ass studio issue ever since, and we've been complaining, and then yesterday, it was just miserable in here, and it's January. I mean, it's not even July or August, and if you missed it, it's worth going back. I mean, don't do it now because you'll miss the live show, but it's worth going back and listening to the podcast for Thursday, January the 5th, yesterday, or watching MJTV, and we called the business park management office, got the answering service, and we got the greatest answering service lady that agreed to come on the air, and she took full dictation about us screaming about the air conditioning. So the business park engineer comes down, and he was here, a little after 7 o'clock or whatever it was? Or
he got here at 6:45.
Oh, 6:45. That's right, 6:45.
And so, I remember that because he specifically said, we do not manage the air conditioner until 7 o'clock. I'm like, that's in 15 minutes. Come back.
And then he said, yeah, you guys don't pay for air conditioning until 7 o'clock. I'm like, what the hell kind of lease do we have here? Who signed this thing? What? And anyway, I've heard this whole story now that the air conditioning unit issue has been a problem for years and years, well before we got here, and that it's one unit that controls the whole hall. And we have a unit that's supposed to work when the office park unit doesn't work, but one unit controls all of the studios for every radio station, and that's the problem. It's not designed well. So, and it was it was surreal. It was bizarre with this guy yesterday from the office park management saying, oh, yeah, you guys get what you pay for. Let's get the hell out of this place.
First of all, that guy is not in customer service or anything like that.
Oh, I realize that.
He's just like the property manager.
Why the hell are we still in this probably 50-year-old building in Koger?
Every answer to these questions.
We must have one hell of a cheap lease in this joint. That's all I can say.
Was there an option to get no air?
Say it again?
During the lease, was there an option to not have air?
I don't know what kind of...
Because that would be, you save some money.
They need to let me negotiate leases around here. All right, so it feels a little better here. Max, our engineer, sent out an email instructing all the stations. I've set the thermostats. Don't touch the thermostats. And I said to Max last night, and I spoke to our engineer about 6:30 during my walk with the dogs, and I said, Max, you got to put those plastic boxes over all the thermostats then. And he said, yeah, that's the next step. I'm like, no, we ought to do it now because they're going to be touched.
People are definitely going to change those.
And it's going to throw it off balance. If there's a happy balance where we can keep the rooms, it's not overly cool in here, and I like a cool studio. We've got 4 people in the studio. The studios are way too small. The morons at CBS Radio back in the day when they built this place out, and this is well before Beasley bought the stations from CBS, they just didn't build these studios big enough. It was just dumb, stupid. That's why I just recommended to Steve Triple Nipple Triplet, our former GM, and now we've got Ron DeCastrate. And I mean, I recommend.
He doesn't like you to call him that.
Yeah, he wants to be Ron DeCashflow. Well, I'll tell you. Let me see what happens in 2023. Let's not put the horse before the cart here. All right, let's
steep mountain around here.
Sorry. Let's not put the cart before the horse. Scratch that. Reverse it.
Run the cash.
So
that's funny.
So I'm like, we just need to get out of here and just build a new studio build out. All right. So that's the AC situation. All right, Fester, I have a project for you, and please, I need you to take care of this.
Okay.
And I will authorize you to do some legwork during the show. Maybe we can get somebody on from the city of St. Petersburg during the show.
Okay.
The whole light cycle, we have to take now MLK off of 275.
I was at that light forever today.
Son of a bitch!
I swear, it was like 7 minutes.
That's what I'm talking about.
There's something wrong with it.
Something changed. So, Fester, I'm telling you right now, you get on the Googles right now, you find the traffic engineering department for the city of St. Petersburg. I want them in here at 6:45. All right?
Just like everything handled this week.
Listen, let me tell you what happened, folks. Something occurred about a month before Christmas or 3 weeks before Christmas. Something changed with the computer programming of the traffic light at MLK and Roosevelt.
Yes.
Something happened there. It was a reasonable light cycle, and then it all went to hell in a handbasket. And with the 275 construction and the closure of the 4th Street exit, that was our first choice. All of us coming from Hillsborough County every morning. We all live in Tampa or Hillsborough County. And we would get off at the 4th Street exit. That was closed, and it remains closed until, I don't know when the hell they're going to open it back up. But we had heard that it was supposed to be a year ago that it was supposed to be opened back up. So now we get off at the Ulmerton MLK exit. And that's the one after, and that is a cluster frig over there.
Oh.
That's why there have been multiple accidents over there, because the lanes shift right at the exit, and you got to be in the far lane. It's a mess. That's a traffic mess as well. So we now take the MLK exit that branches off from Ulmerton, right by Raymond James over there, and whatever else is over. So, heading toward Feather Sound.
But then we go to the left.
So we go to the left to MLK, and then the Roosevelt light, something flippin' happened, and now it is a ridiculously long traffic light, and there could be no cars going in either direction on Roosevelt, and it just remains green for them for minutes and minutes and minutes. So, Fester, you need to get the traffic light engineer for the city of St. Petersburg. I want him or her on the phone. We need to have that thing readjusted. Please. Oh, and also breaking news this morning with the whole Damar Hamlin situation.
Oh, my gosh. That's amazing.
Listen, the news is good, but he's still not completely out of the woods yet. But if you haven't heard, the Buffalo Bill that collapsed, cardiac arrest on the field, he did awaken yesterday, or they pulled him out of the medically induced coma, and he's communicating. So that is, it appears his brain function is working. All right, hold on to that thought. I've got some audio bites of the doctors in Cincinnati speaking about this, and we'll talk about that next on the MJ Morning. MJ Morning Show, Q105. MJ here with Fester and Froggy, Roxanne, Andrew, the producer. Friday morning. Hopefully you got a decent flipping weekend planned straight ahead. Took a phone call a little while ago. You guys were all out of the room. It was in the middle of the commercial break. And, of course, as soon as we go to break, you guys scatter like cockroaches around here. But you laughing over there?
Yeah, that's good description.
Well, it's
kind
true.
of what we do.
It's true. It's like I go into my garage, and I turn the lights on. I see those little palmetto bugs occasionally, scatter around. All right.
Ew, let's get exterminator, dude. Why don't you clean up those bugs in your house? Ugh.
Listen, I see it's Florida. You've got those palmetto bugs, they're everywhere, the cockroaches. They're everywhere.
The old MJ roach den.
Yeah. All right. So,
You know, take your trash out?
Listen, I know that you have a great deal to do with roaches, but those are in ashtrays. But that's, that's a whole different.
That was a really good comeback.
Good one.
That was a really good one.
All right.
That was really good.
That was good.
All right. So I took a phone call during the break, and I didn't want to make him hold on because we had some more commercials to play, and then that Madonna masterpiece that we just played.
Vogue, Vogue,
right.
Vogue.
So
Vogue.
I got to call Bell back because he has, it really kind of falls into place with what happened yesterday. So hold on. First, though, I mentioned that I wanted to play some sound bites and give an update on Damar Hamlin. And we're going to get into this in much greater depth sometime next hour when we start the long, uninterrupted chunk of the MJ Morning Show. Incidentally, for early listeners, if you don't know this, every morning, about an hour from now, like 7:22, 7:23, we start an hour and 20 minutes of the MJ Morning Show uninterrupted. We go from like 7:22 all the way to like 8:43 with no interruption, no music, no commercials. It's nonstop content. So if you listen to the podcast or watch MJ TV after the fact, you'll also reap the benefits of that. So Damar Hamlin came to yesterday. I don't know whether I didn't watch the whole presser, but I have some of the excerpts here. I got like 6 audio bites of the press conference held at the University of Cincinnati Medical Center. 2 doctors, Dr. Timothy Pritz and Dr. William Knight, they spoke. And this is the soundbite that I want to play right now, which I think is very significant.
He is beginning to awaken, and it appears that his neurological condition and function is intact.
So that means no brain damage? Apparently, when he woke up, one of the first things he asked was, who won the game? I mean, that's a good sign to have what happened to you, cardiac arrest, revived twice apparently with the defibrillator, 9 minutes of CPR, and to come out of whatever he was in, the medically induced coma. They lowered his body temperature, and for him to ask, he's not speaking because he's still intubated, but and even better, I think, he wrote it down on a pad or a piece of paper. He wrote down who won the game. And I think they said something like, hey, you won.
You won the game of life.
You won the game of life, exactly. So, wow. And then the other update is that the NFL is just scrubbing the game. That game is not going to be completed. So that is the quick early update. We'll get into, I've got like 7 more sound bites from the doctors with this whole insane Damar Hamlin situation. I don't know if they've told him yet that his toy drive's like over $7 million.
That's what I was wondering.
Yeah.
Like a lot's happened since you've been in this coma. Yeah.
So let's deal with this sometime next hour. First, though, I got to call Bell back.
His name is Bell, like as in ring a bell?
No, like Belle from Beauty and the Beast.
That's what I was thinking.
Okay.
Listen, or Bell helmets for motorcycles, whatever the hell you want.
I don't know that I've ever...
Or Taco Bell.
Oh, okay.
I mean, Bell's a common last name, but I don't know that I've met many men named Bell.
Liberty Bell.
Okay, that's an object. It's not a man.
Roxanne can't tell the difference.
And it's not worth visiting if you go to Philadelphia.
I'm calling Bell back. Hey, Bell, good morning.
Yeah, morning.
Bell, this is great. Listen to this. And many of you might have seen this around town. Bell is an MJ Morning Show listener, and he participated in the contest that we did back in, the spring into early summer of 2021. And that was the MJ Morning Show is Back contest. Remember, people were posting signs. Is that alien UFO sign the winner? Is that still along I-4?
I haven't seen it, so I don't know. I saw it once. I haven't seen it since.
Yeah, I think Andrew, you're shaking your head that it's still there. Have you seen it recently?
Relatively recently.
Okay, so it must still be there. So that's when we did the contest, and we had listeners put signs, however you wanted to creatively mention that the MJ Morning Show is back every morning on Q105, 104.7 FM. Do it. Now, Belle, who's on the phone, you were the third prize winner. Was that correct?
Yes, sir.
And what you win, like $5,000?
Yes, sir.
And you're the one driving around with that like white Sprinter van, right?
Yep.
And the white, and this is great. The white Sprinter van. Tell me exactly what the van says.
It has the MJ Morning Show logo on the window right behind the driver's side on both sides, passenger and driver's side, and then down the middle of it, it says the MJ Morning Show is back, and it has the logo for Q105.
And then also you got all kinds of dummies that you put in the passenger seat, right?
Yep, I got a skeleton with the shirt on now. It says MJ Morning Show because before I had a sign saying I waited a long time for the MJ Morning Show. Then I got a scarecrow. Then I got Jack from the night before Christmas. So not before, yeah. And then I have the owl like from Labyrinth, all in the front seat with bulldogs on the headrest.
That's great. So, and he's still driving. All this time later, he's still driving the van around with the MJ logo. And Belle,
you asked me to, so I said yeah.
Yeah, Belle, I know, and I highly appreciate that you're still doing it. I really, really thank you immensely. Now, here's the deal. Belle calls up during the last commercial break, and I happen to answer the phone. Usually Andrew answers the phone. And he said, hey, MJ, Froggy Fester. I said, hey, it's MJ. And apparently somebody left something on your vehicle to give to me, thinking that maybe it was an official morning show company vehicle.
A station vehicle.
All right, now, Belle, what did they leave on the vehicle?
There was a gray bag, and I believe there was a hat in there with a note for you. That's why I didn't look at the whole thing. I just saw it. It's MJ, and then I brought it to the station. I was on Tuesday evening at the Missouri Walmart. I was getting some food, and then came out, and then there was things like between my side view mirror and my door. And I went, what? But everybody comes up and asks me if I work for you. They want stickers. Coop, your manager at the time, said he's going to send me some stickers. Bumper stickers, never got those, but they always think I work for you guys. They want some swag. And I go, and then one girl at the Walmart Marketplace on Overton Road and Starkey Boulevard,
yeah,
she asked me if I know how to get in terrestrial radio. I don't know.
Oh, wow.
I don't know these things.
I don't know. I just decked out my van.
If she's listening, give us a call. We'll give her some tips. All right, so here's the deal. You dropped off this bag where you think there's a hat inside that some listener left on the vehicle thinking it was a company vehicle, and it's not. It's a private vehicle advertising the MJ Morning Show. And you apparently dropped this off at the station yesterday?
Yes, sir. Yesterday afternoon around 4 o'clock.
All right. Andrew, can you do me a favor? Hang on.
The desk up there in the front. You laid it right on the front by the desk.
Yeah. So that's what Andrew. Andrew, do me a favor. Can you run to the front lobby area and look for a gray bag?
Little tiny gray bag, not really big.
Yeah, a little tiny gray bag. Apparently,
this is weird.
There's a hat in there.
Rope handles on it, like little mini rope handles.
All right, so I want to see what the hell it is.
God.
And then Andrew just ran down to the front reception area to see if it's there. But wait a sec. But there's more.
I was about to say, what else is in this bag?
Well, we'll find out what's in the bag, but there's more. So Belle just complained about and this is while we're on commercial break, and I answered the phone. Belle said, "Your elevator's broken." Belle, go ahead. What tell me exactly Tell me exactly what you said to me.
And I come into the place to give it to you. What the heck? I go up the stairs now. It says elevator's broken. That's handicapped access right there, man.
Now, Belle, if I recall correctly, are you a disabled veteran?
Yes, I am.
Because I remember when you won, we spoke to you and you shared that with us. So
yeah,
we need our elevator fixed.
Well, that's another point here. So Belle says to me on the phone during the commercial break when I first spoke to him, he said, yeah, and your elevator's not working. I've got bad knees. He's a disabled veteran. And this elevator inside our building here at Bay Point, the elevator has been inoperable for like 4 months. When did they start the like August?
I mean, like 4th of July, maybe?
Hey, Max, get Max in. Max is our engineer.
Hey, Max.
Max is our engineer.
Come on in, buddy.
Where's Mike 4? Grab Mike 4. Go ahead. Or grab Mike 3.
All right, Max, come between Roxanne and I here, buddy.
All right,
Welcome to the show.
All right, so Max.
Good morning, Max.
Max, our engineer.
Hey, good morning.
By the way, Max is in here early because of the air conditioning issue. And Max, it felt a little better when we first came in. Now it's getting hot again.
Okay.
All right.
Because I showed up.
So now it's not comfortable in here anymore. And so that's the air conditioning issue.
Right.
And on the phone right now is Bell, a listener, and he dropped off this bag for me that someone left on his vehicle because he drives around with that Sprinter van that says MJ Morning Show is back. And it's all over. He was part of the contest like a year and a half ago. Okay. So he drops off this bag that someone left on his vehicle, and he's a disabled veteran. He says, "What's up with your elevator?" Yeah. What's going on in this joint? The elevator has been broken since like August. So, and Bell, were you? Yeah. How tough was it for you to walk up the stairs?
Took me a while, one step at a time.
Oh my God! Yeah, that's like in Americans with Disabilities. That's like that's an ADA problem there.
Yep.
I think you got a big lawsuit against this place.
I don't really do that too much.
Well, I'll sponsor you.
People do, but I don't go around doing that.
Well, listen, that's good because there are a lot of. Well, also there have been scammers over the years that will go into businesses that they would never go into. There were kind of scammers that looked for businesses that had like some access issues, and they just made a big deal out of it and threatened to sue, and they got settlement money. And it was like a business they would never even go into. So that racket had gone on for years. But no,
I heard about that a while back. I couldn't drive for a while back in the day, and I went to get a bus, to get a flight to go to a different hospital, and I find out PSTA doesn't go into Pine Airport. They don't go into Clearwater Airport.
Wow. Anyway, hey, quick question: when did you serve, and how'd you become disabled?
Yeah, long story. Car accident, disabled, and. Served from from 76 to 88.
Well, listen, hey, Bell, thanks for your service, buddy. I've got your number, and thanks for driving that van around with our name on it.
People take pictures of my van all the time. I'm surprised they don't send it to Fester or anybody else over there, but they take pictures. They get in front of my van. It's okay if I get pictures in front of your van?
That's great. Hey, thank you. Bell, I highly appreciate it. We'll be in touch, okay?
All right, man. Thank you.
All right. Sorry about the elevator. But, Max, our elevator in the lobby, it has the construction paper down since August. The big blockage, men working out of order thing has been there. What is going on with the elevator in this building?
Yeah, building maintenance haven't really told us much on it. But
they're keeping that under wraps.
Man, I wanted to get out of here since I got here. Since we returned in the MJ Morning Show capacity, I wanted to get out of this building and rebuild somewhere else. Like, first of all, viable studios that aren't the size of a shoebox. And that's not the building management's fault. Those are the idiots at CBS Radio that back in the day built studios that were the size of matchboxes.
Yeah, so that was before my time.
All right, so that's another example. This guy, Bell, he had a tough time getting upstairs here because the elevator's been broken since August.
Yep.
And then I ran into somebody before Christmas who said that they were going to file a suit. That they walked in and they couldn't even get up. They left. They couldn't even get upstairs. So we have no idea when they're fixing the elevator. It's been broken since August.
Apparently, they're constantly working on it.
All right.
Jeez. And then, they're not constantly working on it because we don't see people out there for weeks at a time.
I don't know.
They're at a standstill.
I've never seen anything like it.
I don't know if it has anything to do with the part shortage or I'm not sure.
Listen, I don't know what's going on here.
Every other elevator in the world is functioning right now but ours.
Anyway, Max, quickly, before I let you go, thanks for coming in early to supervise our air conditioning issue here. And little inside information. So this has been a problem for years, right?
Correct.
And apparently they got a quote to fix it, and it's $70,000 to fix our air conditioning. Why isn't the building that we lease from, why are they not responsible for our air conditioning?
Well, they turn off the controllers. They turn off the controllers for the air conditioning at night.
Well, they need to make sure it's back on at like 5 a.m. so it chills our studios. Then they need to change that in this building.
Well, we've got overnight guys that probably won't like the AC to be off, so that's why they haven't. They're not responsible. We had to take up that charge.
Oh, well, listen, this is convoluted and this is confusing as hell. All right, Max, thanks for coming in. But you can see now the studio, it doesn't feel comfortable in here again. Now it's hot again.
We added another 350 pounds, if you know what I mean. Between me and Max sitting here.
Max,
cut it.
can we please solve this problem?
Yep, I'm on it.
All right, buddy, thank you. All right, 6:35. MJ Morning Show on Q105. Early Morons in the News next.
Traffic looks good on the roads.
recommending only one thing. It's time for the early Morons in the News. MJ and the crew at 6:42. Morons start right now. Got a lady in Wisconsin. Guess what this brain surgeon did?
Is she an actual brain surgeon?
No.
I mean, the only thing you said is she lives in Wisconsin. You really gave no context. Does it have to involve cheese curds?
She's not a neurosurgeon. No. She's not working on Damar Hamlin's condition. Now, this rocket surgeon in Wisconsin tried to kill her husband with animal euthanasia drugs.
Well, if it was like drugs for an elephant or drugs for an animal that's bigger than humans, it would definitely work.
Monroe, Wisconsin, lady charged with attempted first-degree murder, accused of poisoning her husband, who's a veterinarian, with an animal euthanasia drug. And it's not just once, but numerous times. Amanda Chapin, 50 years old, was arrested by the Lafayette County Sheriff's Office, reported that authorities said she poisoned her 70-year-old husband, Gary Chapin, 3 times by putting these barbiturates. It's a drug that's used to euthanize animals. And, hey, listen, we've had both of our older Jack Russells. They were euthanized at our house.
From Laps of Love?
Yeah, well, no.
We did that.
No, from my veterinarian. So, we use Veterinary Medical, which is on Henderson in South Tampa. Dr. Garcia, back in the day, and Dr. Gray. Dr. Gray, our beloved Scarlet and Romeo, are 2 prior Jack Russell Terriers. Romeo lived to almost 19. Scarlet lived to just shy of 18. And we had both of our dogs euthanized in our home. It makes you sad when you think about it. But apparently this woman whose husband's a vet, she got a hold of some of the drugs and tries to euthanize him by putting the stuff in his coffee?
I mean, would it not work? It didn't work, right?
Well, apparently not.
I mean, she would have to double the size or triple the size of the dog.
Think about the amount of the dose you would need to put down like a Chihuahua. You would need like 1,000 times that to put down a man.
I mean, our Jack Russells rolled in at, I don't know, probably between 15 and 17 pounds or so. I mean, here's a guy, I don't know how much this 70-year-old vet weighs, but it's going to be considerably more than a dog. And luckily, she didn't have enough.
This coffee's very watery, sweetheart.
She tried to point. Are you using a new type of creamer? It just doesn't taste good. Yes.
It's just some soap. Don't worry.
What was that from?
That's from Dahmer.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. From the Netflix series on Dahmer, there was like white stuff as he was poisoning the guys that he was about to kill and hack up. One of the in Dahmer, I don't know if that's a real story, but in the Netflix Dahmer series, there's like white crap floating on the top of the guy's beer, and Dahmer.
He goes, "There's white stuff floating on this. What is this? It's just soap from the dishwasher. Don't worry about it."
Then the guy just drinks it.
Could you please rinse the soap out of my cup?
No problem.
So anyway, this crazy wife tries to poison the husband 3 times by putting barbiturates in his coffee between July and August, and she was finally arrested last week. The couple was married in March, so they're like a newlywed couple. After which Amanda Chapin forged one of Gary's children's signatures on a power of attorney. So what? Try to like get power of attorney, get access to the money, then kill the guy with vet drugs?
All right, so this guy's a veterinarian, and he's getting poisoned with vet drugs. Doesn't he have like a tolerance to it? He's been around this for like 50 years.
He doesn't shoot the stuff
Dude,
up.
what the hell are you
Listen,
saying?
if you're around something like animal
He's not ingesting it or having it injected into his veins. What are you saying?
It's like
dude, I'm convinced you had a stroke.
Okay, we try to make-
I am convinced that something's happened to you.
You understand we make jokes here,
I
right?
need
You
to-
understand we're a comedy-based show.
That's not comedy. That's like you're slipping.
Jeez, let's talk about the air conditioner for a half an hour. MJ,
Are you- do you mean
My God, Fester!
like inhale a little bit?
I gotta have Hamlin's doctors at the UCMC check you out.
I think he means like, snake handlers. They handle snakes.
Then the joke goes on to snake handlers.
Oh, no, it
and then
doesn't.
You go, oh, Fester, that's ridiculous.
No, it doesn't.
And instead of we shut the whole show down.
It makes no sense at all. You're saying, wouldn't he build up a tolerance? No, he's not ingesting or shooting up the euthanasia drug.
And instead of a comedic response, you come back with an angry
I'm
response.
sorry,
because
because you said something idiotic.
We say idiotic things all the time.
well,
It's like an exterminator builds up resistance to their spray.
It's like an exterminator walking out of a fumigated house. He's like, "What's up, boys?" This is the craziest show.
All right. So Gary, he fell into a coma. The vet, he fell into a coma.
Obviously, because he had no tolerance to the drugs.
Will you stop it? After Amanda's third attempt to poison him, he did fall into a coma because she must have increased the dose. And the third attempt put him into a coma with the barbiturate-laced coffee, and that lasted for 4 days. The complaint says that blood work exhibited that the drugs were in the same type of drug category that they used to put the animals down.
Well, please tell me exactly which category they fall into.
All right, Fester, just stop being a wise ass.
Where do you keep the stuff you use for the Great Danes?
Oh,
Yeah.
don't touch that.
I need the stuff for horses.
Yes.
Yeah, that would work.
Where's the stuff you use to euthanize horses?
Amanda, I can't get near it because I haven't built a tolerance.
All right, Fester.
Okay, gosh. All right.
Anyway, he has filed for divorce.
Yeah, good.
She was trying to divorce him permanently, and he has filed for divorce now from this sicko. All right, we'll continue with Morons in the News in a second. One of our sponsors, one of our clients, one of the great advertisers that I endorse sent me a perfect Morons in the News story that relates to their business. Relates to the category of business that they're in. So I'm giving out some clues here. Which one of the MJ Morning Show sponsors that I do live commercials for sent me a Morons in the News story having to do with their type of business?
I can think of scenarios for every one of them.
Well, hold on. We'll find out next. And also, we got the New Year's Eve-ish. We got a couple of law enforcement things today.
Yeah, we do.
We've got, I don't know what's going on, but I have 4 must-do law enforcement related stories. And that all continues next with the early Morons in the News on the MJ Morning Show here on Q105. And don't move. We're back in minutes here, folks. All right, if your carpets are a disaster, if your carpets are just a nasty, horrific mess, this is where you need to place a call or go online and get a hold of my friends at Zero Res. Zero Res will come out to your home or business. They will clean your carpets like no other. Why? Because they use ZR water. It's a Q105 at 7:01. MJ and the crew, Roxanne, putting up her window blocking material. Now, what exactly does that do? Before I get back into the morons here.
Well,
so you've got this black cardboard poster board that you.
Excuse me. It's called a Savannah Guthrie setup. Thank you very much.
Oh, Jesus. All right. So you've got a Savannah Guthrie. Why do you call it a Savannah Guthrie setup?
I got to give credit to Fester on that.
The first time she did it, we're in the studio here. There's a lot of lights. We're on camera. We're on YouTube every day. We're on MJTV every morning.
Right.
And Roxanne is very aware of her lighting in all photographic situations.
So I don't have some special light for the camera that's in front of me right now. Take Fester's camera. Fester doesn't have any special lighting. Froggy,
he has none.
His is so up high.
He's got the high camera, and that's another reason why I want to get a new studio built out. Because
It's best you don't see me up close.
So the only one that has special lighting is Roxanne's got this
I've got a ring light.
She's got the fluorescent ring light.
Big flipping deal. What do I want to sit here in this crappy lighting? No.
Well, nobody's coming at you.
Nobody gets on you about your Matt Lauer setup in your office.
I don't have a button. I don't have an office here.
Oh yeah.
So some of the radio stations here, MJ, and I don't know if you've ever seen their videos online. And if Ron DeCastro wants to focus on something, they keep a dark studio and they have big ring lights on their face, and it looks like they're getting hit by a car. It looks like a headlight. It's like high beams right at them.
Every morning, Roxanne puts up this black poster board on the window. But what does that do for you?
It's still dark outside.
Yeah, but do you not understand that harsh light?
But the sun
coming
is not
in one side of your face and not on the other. It doesn't.
But that window faces north.
It doesn't matter. There's still light coming in. Here's how your lighting should be.
All right,
First of all,
tell me.
I mean, just if you're just in a crap box. I'm sorry. If you're in a studio like the one that we're in that doesn't have professional lighting.
We're in a crap box studio. Say it. What do you mean? I'm sorry. Why are you trying to don't take your words back?
We beat everybody up today about that. But anyways, you don't want overhead lighting. Overhead lighting is the worst, and you may as well I don't care if you're 18 years old. If you're 18 and under, you look fine in overhead lighting. 18 and older, you look terrible in downward fluorescent lighting.
So true.
Okay, that's
45 and over, you really, really, really have to pay a little bit.
So that's terrible. So that's what I'm doing over
That's
here.
the deal. All right, MJ Morning Show on Q105. Moving along here with the early morons in the news. So one of our sponsors, one of our great clients, sent me an early morons in the news story yesterday. I love it when listeners send me, and it happens all the time. If you stumble across a great story, just a great fit for morons in the news, email it to me, mj@mjmorningshow.com. That's mj@mjmorningshow.com. I check all my own email, and we have listeners that send me great stories all the time. I think Alyssa's one of the emailers that sends me a lot of stuff, if I'm pronouncing your name right. And then I got this from Two College Brothers. Oh, look, there is a live commercial coming up in just a bit for Two College Brothers. So Two College Brothers Moving and Storage. Wade Sweikel is the principal over there. And we've had Wade on the show. We had him on the show yesterday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it
yesterday or the day before?
This week.
This week we had him on. I don't know if it was yesterday.
This week we had him on the program. So Wade sends me this morons in the news story. And what do you think the subject matter would be if the guy that runs Two College Brothers Moving, what do you think the subject matter is about that he sent me?
Let's guess.
I mean,
parachuting.
Yeah, maybe parachuting.
Oh, good guess. Very, very, very good guess. But no. Listen, I don't want to beat around the bush. Waffle makers. Okay, no, I'm kidding. Obviously moving. He sends me a story about moving. Listen to this. This is from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. A mover in Oklahoma City is accused of robbing his clients. Police want to know if he's done it more than once. The suspect's accused of taking large amounts of money. Police said he confessed to robbing clients who hired him through the All My Sons Moving Company. And there may be more charges coming. We checked security footage and we saw the movers go back into the property after they left the new house. They went back in there, and they were in the house for approximately 2 minutes, and then they left after that, leaving the front door and the garage open. Said Eric Lewis, who was an All My Sons moving customer in Oklahoma City. Lewis said that he was cleaned out after hiring the movers. No one has been arrested in the case, but police are investigating whether Nathaniel Crockett may be involved. I guess he's the owner. New documents revealed Crockett confessed to robbing a different couple who hired him as a mover back in November. Those homeowners said that they were forced under blankets at gunpoint while Crockett went straight for a lockbox full of cash. So it's not even like boosting or pilfering, like, grabbing stuff secretly. Put them under moving blankets and held them at gunpoint? What the hell is going on?
This could be the worst mover ever.
Oh, my God. So...
no, Blimp and Shrimp moving was the worst.
We never stole anything.
You guys never did any moves, did you?
Yeah, they did. They moved me.
We did. We were friends only. We were a boutique mover.
Yeah,
we did friends only. We probably did 15 moves for friends.
I must have that old Blimp and Shrimp moving.
Oh, and that was such a great jingle.
I should have it, but it's on that hard drive because when we left the MJ Morning Show over at FLZ, they gave me a hard drive with like 2 terabytes of all of our material, but it's not cataloged. So I have to go back and catalog, and I'm only about a 10th of the way through the hard drive after all these years. That's how much crap is on there. But I'm sure the Blimp and Shrimp jingle is on there. And what that was is Fester got the U-Haul across the street on Gandy to lend us a 28-foot truck. And then we had a wrap company put this whole big Blimp and Shrimp logo on the vehicle. But there was a little interesting twist that the guy that lent Fester the 28-foot moving van from U-Haul, and it was one of the ones that was out of the fleet that they were trying to sell.
It was one of the ones that were on their sale lot.
Right, on the sale lot. And then the guy left the company, and he never told anybody that he had lent us the truck.
So U-Haul goes and reports it stolen.
Yes, they reported the U-Haul stolen.
And it was sitting right across their street right across the street from their business the whole time.
It was sitting in the FLZ parking lot on Gandy all this time. So how did that thing finally unfold?
I think it was time for me to move the truck. I mean, I think the radio station was done with me taking up 20 parking spots with this big U-Haul van.
The Blimp and Shrimp movie. And Blimp
Such a
and
great
Shrimp,
design. It was an awesome
It was.
truck.
And who did the artwork? It was like a caricature.
It was Online Logo or those guys.
Yeah, it was our friends with Online Logo.
That's right.
And MJ's like, send it back. Make Fester fatter. Make Dave shorter.
Yeah, and you were huge. It was.
I found the
Blimp and Shrimp. Blimp was Fester, and Shrimp was Dave the Dwarf. And Blimp and Shrimp moving. And
that thing was a head turner.
It was great.
So we helped a couple of friends around a radio station move, and after a year and a half, 2 years, I think it might have been Dave Reinhardt or Dan DiLoretto, they come up to me and like, hey, we really need to get that moving. So I called the U-Haul. I'm like, hey, we're ready to give back your truck. And the guy's like, what truck? I'm like, the one you gave us 3 years ago? And he's like, we
reported that stolen.
There was an active police report for this stolen VIN number. If I would have gotten pulled over.
This can't be it. This is Blimp and Shrimp moving.
Oh, man, if you would have been pulled over, it would have... Hold on a minute.
Oh, God.
If you would have been pulled over, it would have been...
Driver, get out of the vehicle. Oh, Buster.
Mr. Blimp.
I need new C batteries for the Bullhorn. It's starting to go.
Oh.
Getting crackly.
Yeah, I meant to, after we did the whole Antonio Brown deal.
We just drank those C batteries.
By the way, if you haven't seen that yet, before Christmas, we went to Antonio Brown's house in South Tampa. Of course, there was the active warrant because there was a domestic violence complaint against him, and he wouldn't come out of the house, wouldn't allow the warrant to be served. He was under surveillance by TPD, and Fester and we showed up at the house to try to coax him out with some free PDQ complimentary meal deal coupons, and he would not come out of the house, but I was there with the bull. Antonio Brown, come out of the house. And we shot, I have 3 videos, and if you haven't seen those videos, go to my Instagram, Certified MJ Radio. If you haven't seen those videos, Certified MJ Radio, and see me standing in front of Antonio Brown's house with a bullhorn. But, Fessia, you're lucky to get, that would have been like a felony traffic stop if, they would have seen the license plate, and because that U-Haul was reported stolen.
It had the Arizona tags from MJ. Back to Antonio.
Oh, and I have an Antonio Brown update
I was about to
in a
ask,
second.
I haven't heard anything about Antonio in a
what's
month.
with him?
I forgot about that.
Over the break, over Christmas break, when we were on vacation, the warrant was dropped. So there's no longer an arrest warrant. Because remember, before we went on break, the woman that was making the complaint, she withdrew the complaint for the domestic battery. So the warrant was rescinded. So no longer a warrant. Now, let me tell you something else about Antonio Brown. I saw him on Gandy the other day.
Just where?
Oh, you saw his car?
Yeah, I saw the Rolls-Royce SUV.
Really?
And
God,
and then
you could have given him the coupon.
well, he was in front of me. I came home using the Gandy because I had to take care of something in South Tampa. So this was on Tuesday, I believe. Tuesday or Wednesday of this week. I'm driving down Gandy. I get off of the Gandy Bridge, and I'm approaching the Manhattan traffic light. And, you got the Kentucky Fried Chicken and the Dunkin' Donuts on the corner there.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, my God. Because I saw him pull out of a shopping center, and I noticed it's a $400,000 black Rolls-Royce SUV, and it's got temporary tags on there from out of state. I'm like, oh my God, it's Antonio Brown. And then
Wow, you're really a big fan?
I got stuck at the light.
Oh.
So he went through the light toward Walmart, toward Dale Mabry. He gets through the light, and I didn't make the light. I don't know. Does that light have? I think they have the red light cameras at that light. Or so, listen, I wasn't going to run a red light, but I wanted to pull next to him and get a picture of him, or give him the universal roll down the window thing.
Oh, I'm sure
hey,
you would have.
Antonio Brown, I was the guy with the bullhorn outside of your South Tampa. We left the PDQ coupon, the free meal coupon,
and he would have been like, hey, man, thanks a lot. We really enjoyed our 5-piece tender meal.
Yeah, probably, hey, you come to my property again, I'll run you over. Yeah. But I saw him on Gandy in the black Rolls-Royce SUV. All right, 7:13 at the MJ Morning Show. All right, I said I had a whole bunch of law enforcement stories, and there are two items in Tampa Bay. There are two bizarre law enforcement items here in the Tampa Bay area. And listen, I am very supportive of law enforcement, but we got one in Hillsborough County and one in Pinellas County, so we'll get to those coming up in just a bit. Also, I don't want women to be pressured into this, but there's a report that they are. Get to that at 7:45 this morning. Man, we're loaded next. And the long chunk of the MJ Morning Show begins in minutes. Don't move. Oh, I'm sorry. I said... MJ Morning Show on Q105. MJ and the crew here, 7:24. We start right now the long, expansive MJ Morning Show segment. Right now, we go an hour and 20 minutes with no interruption. So if you listen in the car now, make sure that when you get to work that you turn us on a smart speaker. Use your phone. We're on all of the apps, the iHeart app, the TuneIn app, the Odyssey app. You can go use the MyQ105 app. You can go to mjmorningshow.com and listen live there. So there's a ton of ways that you can continue to listen to the MJ Morning Show as you get to work or whatever the hell you're doing later on today. Because if you love what you hear when you listen, imagine what you're missing. And then, of course, you can always go back and watch us on MJ TV later on in the day, or listen to the podcast. The whole show is podcast and posted generally by 11 o'clock every morning. All right, a lot to cover here. We have an hour and 20 minutes. Let's go. First of all, Mega Millions tonight, $940 million.
Whew.
It's not Powerball. This is Mega Millions closing in on $1 billion flipping dollars. There was no winner in the Tuesday jackpot, right?
On the 3rd was the last drawing.
Yeah, 1-3. The 3rd was Tuesday. There was no winner. And I actually bought my tickets at Chicago O'Hare on Sunday morning because we were flying back from Vancouver, Canada. We did Vancouver to ORD, Chicago O'Hare, and then we flew Chicago into Tampa.
Do you have to report if you win in Chicago? Do they put your name?
So yeah,
out
if
there?
you win in a particular state, MJ, isn't it?
You know what?
That state law.
I think Illinois is one of the states where you can stay anonymous.
Ooh, that was smart of you to buy it there.
Well, that wasn't why I bought it there.
That's the sole reason. Yes.
They had a lottery machine in the B concourse. We came in at B22 at Chicago O'Hare, and as we were walking across the concourse, our Tampa flight was leaving from B2 and the whole other end of the concourse, and I saw there was a lottery machine, and it had the sign for like Powerball and Mega Millions and what the amounts were, and I had no idea, and I saw Mega Millions was like at $750 million. I'm like, son of a wow, holy I gotta do that. So I bought like $20 worth of tickets out of the machine. And I haven't even checked them yet to see if I had any, supplemental prize or whatever. But tonight, the Mega Millions is going to be estimated jackpot of $940 million.
Whoa.
You know what else we got to deal with here? Remind me later. Make a note now. I found another story about lump sum versus having the payments every year. And we have always heard that financial experts tell you to take the lump sum right away. But I saw a story over break, and it said, nope, don't take the lump sum. You're making a mistake. I'm like, what? That goes against everything we've always heard. All right, we'll get into that later on. But if you want to play the Mega Millions, don't forget tonight's drawing, $940 million. All right, Roxanne, you made a comment to me during the commercial break. These two buffoons were out of the room, but you remained. And you just blurted out, I haven't had a drink in January.
Yeah.
Just out of nowhere. I'm sitting here. I'm just going through my paperwork crap around here trying to figure out what we're going to do for the next hour and 20 minutes. And Roxanne just blurts out, I have not had a drink in January. And then I said, are you doing that whole, is it called
It's dry? Yes.
They call it dry January, right?
Mm-hmm. But I'm not doing that.
Is this a resolution to give up booze altogether?
No. I am doing what's called sober.
Because you're borderline alcoholic.
Oh, my God.
No, I'm kidding. I'm joking. I'm kidding.
Listen, socially, she has issues.
No, she doesn't.
She doesn't?
I don't.
MJ Morning Show dinner that we had about a month ago?
That's true. So
Roxanne was drooling on her steak. Steak is great.
No, I was just...
At the meat market, you did collapse into the mashed potatoes. You did fall asleep into the mashed potatoes.
No, I didn't embarrass myself. You guys didn't even know until you connected the dots.
Doug,
yeah.
hold my hair, just in case.
Just in case.
Oh, wait a sec. I could do a new version of this.
And Doug.
Instead of and Doug, it could be is drunk. It works.
Say no.
is drunk.
The best was the day after the party. She texted us all. She's like, "Thanks for coming, everybody. I hope the gift exchange went well. I don't remember it."
All right, so quickly, before I move on, you haven't had a drink in January.
No, and it's really crazy because we've gone out to dinner a couple times. It's so weird to go to dinner and not order a glass of wine. Yeah,
sadly. Because your sedative with your monster kids running around is, you just throw them in the back playroom and then you just open up a bottle of white.
That's no. That's how I take the edge off. No, but I'm not doing.
See, no, that is a bad thing to say. When you say, "Oh yeah, I have a couple of drinks to take the edge off," that is like a big red
that's
flag.
That's a functioning alcohol.
That's a red flag.
No,
but listen, Roxanne does not have an alcohol problem, as far as I know. But are you gonna stay drink free the entire month of January?
I'm not gonna do dry January. That just no. But I am doing what's called sober curious.
My God!
Yeah, have you heard of that?
Are you gonna do no fentanyl February?
And no meth March.
No meth
no
March.
angel dust April. The whole calendar.
Wow, we're gonna be so sober. How boring.
All right. So wait a minute. What's the last thing you just said?
No, I'm going to be sober
curious.
Sober curious. So basically,
what the hell is that a thing? Sober curious?
It's totally a thing. It's for people who don't want to do dry January and completely abstain. Like I know that I'm going to drink this month. And I'm not going to set myself up for failure. I'm going to go to a kid's birthday party that I know I'm going to drink.
Well, you're going to get drunk at a kid's birthday party?
No.
Yeah, what else do parents do at these parties?
And I have a
sucks.
wedding.
How many mommies take kids to like kids' birthday parties and the moms are all putting back Chardonnay? Yeah. And are they leaving drunk?
No.
Are they leaving
Uber
like on a Saturday like midday? Are they leaving these kids' birthdays parties like all liquored up with their kid in the back seat
on their golf cart?
Dude, I went bowling over the weekend with my family.
No, you didn't.
There was a family. I promise you.
I know.
There was a family next to us, couple. I swear it was like Roxanne and her husband from the show. I mean, Dan. And they had two kids, right? Were there for 2 hours. Between the couple, they had 6 pitchers of beer.
What?
I was counting with my sister-in-law.
Are you
we're just
serious?
I can't believe how much these people drank and ate.
And who are these people?
Just the people next to us.
So the lane next to you.
Lane next to us.
So and the waitress at the bowling alley kept bringing beers, or did they have to go up to the bar?
They go up to it.
And did you go to
pitchers? I'm talking pitchers of beers, and I'm going.
And how many adults can? Just 2?
2. A couple.
2 people drank 6 pitchers of beer
during a 2-hour bowling.
That's a lot. That's a lot of drinking.
And were they with their kids as well?
Yes, 2 little girls.
Oh my
God! And I'm
God!
like, I go to my sister-in-law.
Which bowling alley was this? The one on Hillsborough?
Pin Chasers. Yeah,
right there. Yeah. The one that you see when you land at the airport.
Absolutely.
So Pin Chasers right there on Hillsborough. Wow.
They were. I'm like, how are they going to get home?
When the kids were little, I don't know if they still do it, but when the kids were little, like I don't know, maybe like 4, 5, 6 years old, Michelle used to take the kids to breakfast and bowling.
Oh.
And you got like 2 games of bowling and an egg sandwich.
That's pretty cool.
Yum.
It was like, I don't know if they still do it, but it was like Saturday and Sunday morning or something. It was called breakfast and bowling.
I don't know if we're going to go to the bowling alley for eggs.
Hey, I saw your wife. Do you have anything more to say about your drinking issue?
Well, I suggest everyone try Sober Curious.
Well, hold on, Roxanne. What do you know about Sober Curious?
I never heard of that.
Fester, it's a thing. Am I right?
Fester just went on some website.
But the first sentence of the story that I'm reading about Sober Curious, which I'm just hearing about for the first time.
Oh, my God. So Fester brings up a website. The headline, this is from verywellhealth.com, and the headline is The Difference Between Sober Curious and Sobriety. And Fester's correct. Read the first sentence.
Being sober curious involves questioning your relationship with alcohol, why you drink, and how it makes you feel.
No, I'm not.
That's what it says.
I mean,
Oh, so now you're backing away? Now you're not sober curious?
I'm uncurious. I understand my relationship with alcohol. It's fine.
If somebody says to me, I really have to question my relationship with anything, I instantly think that's a friend in crisis and needs help.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God. Rox, do you need to talk?
Hey, by the way.
Do you need me to take you to a meeting?
I'm going to have a drink tonight just to make sure I'm not in any category of this stuff.
Up. Dry January's over for Roxanne.
She's not curious about sobriety anymore.
All done.
We're moist again.
Now it's frigged up Friday.
Oh, man.
She's getting all loaded later on.
Hey, seriously, Roxanne, if you want to go to a meeting, I'll go with you.
Yeah.
I'll support you.
He'll be your sponsor.
I'll support my drunk friends.
All right, so Froggy, did your wife say that I saw her yesterday?
Oh, yeah, she did say that.
I ran into Kim, Froggy's wife, yesterday.
Lucky.
At the iHeart Complex, our old digs over on Gandy.
What were you doing there?
Well, wouldn't you like to know? I haven't signed my contract here yet, technically.
I know what he was doing.
No, no, there's nothing to do with that.
Yeah. Think you're getting a free microphone or something?
No. So, Tommy Chuck, Tommy Schmuck on Wheels, our good old buddy. So he texted me, a package arrived. I still get mail over there after all these years. So a package came for me, and he said, "Hey, you want to come pick this up?" And I said, "Yes." And then he said, "Hey, come on, I'll give you a tour of the building," because they're moving out of that building after all those years. So they're leaving that building within a couple of months, and he said, "Hey, you want to take one last tour through the building for memory lane,
old time's sake?"
Yeah. So I did. I walked through it. Listen, do you know I was in that building from 1994 until 2015? Then did the little stint in New York at WOR, and then now back here with the reincarnation of the MJ Morning Show.
We had most of our memories there.
But your wife was there.
Yes.
And I ran into Kimmy. She gave me a hug.
Are they just going to leave? Is the building empty? What is it like?
Well, they're moving out of that building. And I don't know what's going to happen to it. I thought they were going to bulldoze it. I had heard they're building all kinds of condos and maybe some mixed-use business stuff over there as well. But then there was some rumor that the company's going to keep that building. I don't know why. But
interesting.
So I guess we'll wait and see what's going on. You got the MJ Morning Show, 7:35. I have an insurance nightmare to talk about. We have the latest on Damar Hamlin and a bunch of audio bites from the doctors. He's out of the coma. He's out of the medically induced coma. He's awake. They say neurologically that he's okay. Let me deal with this first, because this is really... Hopefully, this story has an amazing ending. And is there a chance he goes back to the NFL?
If this is an isolated incident.
If it's not a congenital heart defect.
He could.
And it was literally just getting slammed in the chest at the nanosecond where the heartbeat is most vulnerable. And what is it called? It's commodus. It's got a medical name that when this is a known issue that you can be healthy, you get slammed in the chest, you take blunt force trauma, and he got hit by a Bengal, and if it happens at the right time in the rhythm of the heartbeat, it can do what it did to Damar Hamlin and put him into cardiac arrest. It doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with the guy. I would just love to see him back next season with the Buffalo Bills.
Commodio cordis.
Commodio cordis. Commodio?
Yep. COMMOTIO.
Are you sure it's not the Komodo dragon?
Ooh.
Is it Comojito?
I'll bite you.
No.
Commodio cordis is what it's called.
All right.
So... what a story. The doctors at the University of Cincinnati Medical Center, where he was rushed, 9 minutes or so of CPR on the field. They shocked him with the defibrillator on the field. They had to revive him twice, apparently. Now, I've got a series of audio bites because they held a press conference yesterday. The two doctors, Dr. Timothy Pitts and Dr. William Knight, did a presser in regard to the situation with Damar Hamlin. And, the good news is that he's alert. He's not talking yet per se because he's still intubated. But I'll play some of the audio bites here. They said that, he's still critical. He's starting to wake up. He asked about who won the game. All right, so let me play some of the audio bites here. And then there's also a really chilling soundbite. Hey, Andrew, the old soundbite, how old was that soundbite?
November.
So that soundbite, it was almost prescient. It was almost like looking ahead to what was going to happen. He said something in an interview which is kind of spooky, which we'll talk about here in just a second. First, though, let's play some of the audio bites of the doctors. Listen to this.
He continues to be critically ill and continues to undergo intensive care in our surgical and trauma ICU.
So they said he continues to be critically ill. He's still receiving, obviously, trauma care here. But this is the good news.
He is beginning to awaken, and it appears that his neurological condition and function is intact.
It appears that his neurological function is intact after America was horrified during Monday Night Football when he collapsed on the field. And NFL players crying on the sidelines. I mean, it was unbelievable what we saw. But for them to say that he appears to be neurologically intact is certainly positive. It seems to indicate that they don't think there's brain damage, with lack of oxygen supply to the brain.
I don't know. Neurologically intact is an awfully vague statement.
All right, well, listen, I guess we have to wait and see whether there is anything long-term or this guy's just going to bounce right out of it.
It's been a long and difficult road for the last 3 days. He has been very sick and has made a fairly remarkable recovery and improvement.
That was one of the doctors, a fairly remarkable recovery. Can we get the University of Cincinnati Medical Center to get some better microphones or whatever the hell's going on?
For real.
It's like their microphones are in critical condition. Their microphones need to be the IMU, the intensive microphone unit, is where they need to put their microphones.
We were in a situation where we wanted to allow him to gradually, wake up as the rest of his body was healing. And last night he was able to emerge and follow commands and even ask who had won the game.
He asked who had won the game. He wanted to know if the Buffalo Bills won or if the Bengals won. And now he didn't verbalize it. He wrote it on a pad. He actually wrote out who won the game. I think that's very indicative that the guy's functioning okay from a neurological standpoint, that you, after all that, you're knocked out and you remember that you were playing football.
Right. He knows where he was when he got
when he had cardiac arrest. Yeah. And he writes out who won the game. And, of course, no one's going to win that game. The NFL, yesterday afternoon, the breaking news from the NFL. And MJ News Alert, the NFL scrubbing the game. The game is going to be canceled, not played. So they got to figure out how to do the seeding as far as the AFC. And, because the winner of that game was going to be a higher seed, obviously. So they got to figure that thing out. One more audio bite.
He still has significant progress that he needs to make, but this marks a really good turning point in his ongoing care. We would like to share that there has been substantial improvement in his condition over the past 24 hours. We had significant concern about him after the injury and after the event that happened on the field, but he is making substantial progress.
Wow. All right, one more.
As of this morning, he is beginning to awaken, and it appears that his neurological condition and function is intact. We are very proud to report that, very happy for him and for his family and for the Buffalo Bills organization that he is making improvement.
So there you go. That's the audio, the update on, and where's the GoFundMe? Last I saw it was like over $7 million. Have they told him that yet? Have they said, hey, Damar, your GoFundMe where you wanted to raise $2,500 for toys for underprivileged kids back in 2020, you're now at $7+ million. Here it is. The latest number. Can we go to the tote board, please?
Please.
Andrew, I need my tote board sound effects, please. Let's go to the tote board.
Tote it up.
Yeah, $7,752,640 for the Chasing M's toy drive when they were only trying to raise $2,500 back in 2020. This thing was dormant. And then it was discovered that it was still out there, and now $7.7 million. You know how many toys that will buy for kids?
Well, now it's going to be more than just toys. It's going to go into community programs and community initiatives.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that he has this money to do that once he feels better.
That is unbelievable. All right, ladies and gentlemen, in minutes, I will discuss women being pressured into this, and I don't want women to be pressured at all. So that's coming up in a second. First, though, oh my God, I got an insurance nightmare on my hands.
Oh, you told us a little bit about that.
Jeez.
That stinks.
So, open enrollment here at Beasley Media Group
Right.
was back in August, because our new benefits took effect on October 1st.
Well, it's a very weird schedule. I mean, everybody I know, it's January 1.
It's kind of a weird schedule. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. It's one of Fester's favorite phrases.
It's not here nor there.
It's a good one.
And it is what it is.
Whatever the hell the deal is. All right, so I've got an insurance nightmare. Oh, boy. So Chloe was on her college insurance plan up at UNH, and then I moved her to our insurance plan because, still at 21, she can be on the insurance plan. And during the open enrollment, I signed Chloe up. And in fact, I did it with our market controller. I did it with Leslie, who is our market business manager and controller, because she knows all the benefits. So I went into her office, and this is back in August. Went into her office after the morning show. It was Monday, August 15th. And how do I know it? Because I've got the confirmation email. So we added Chloe to the family insurance plan, and it didn't even raise the amount because it's under the children category. So the amount that I have deducted from my paycheck every 2 weeks for our health insurance didn't change by adding Chloe. So we added Chloe, the social security number, the date of birth, and on the screen, it was all there that I'm the primary and the beneficiaries are Michelle and Julian and Chloe. Boom. Then I get an email confirmation from the benefits administrator at 10:49 a.m. I went back to my email. This confirmation that your new elections have been received. Your confirmation number is, but it doesn't specifically say what you changed. Just that it's
been received.
That it's been received. Guess what? We find out yesterday that it never took effect.
What?
That Chloe was never added to the plan. And the first time Chloe actually needed to do something, she hasn't been to a doctor, but she was having some medication filled, a prescription. A doctor prescribed her a prescription, and the medication is ridiculously expensive. With insurance, the medication should be $25. Instead, $1,000.
Oh my God!
Heck?
How is that legal?
Yeah, right? That seems like pretty.
So without the insurance, the medication is coming in at $1,000 freaking dollars. $930 or something. I mean, and that's with a good RX coupon.
God.
That's
really?
trying to.
That's with the coupon.
That's with the coupon. So the retail must be even more. It must be over $1,000. So with using Good RX, it's still $930 something dollars.
I hope that's not like a monthly medication, because how would someone without insurance pay a car, pay a house, pay whatever payment?
It just
rent payment for that. Oh my God!
Absolutely ridiculous. So here I am. We thought that she was on the insurance plan. We did everything right. It was on the screen. Changes were saved. I did, and if it were just me, then you could say, oh, you must have screwed something up. I was with the business manager, Leslie, who walked me through. We did it in her office.
You got a confirmation email from the company.
But
they've been taking the money from your check every week.
So I called them up, and we've opened up a case.
Oh.
So now I had to write a benefit appeal narrative.
Oh.
So I had to type that out. So I submitted that. Now I've got a case number, and now it's going to be analyzed, and I should hear back within 15 business days because I've appealed, and they need to put Chloe on the insurance, but it's outside of the election period for the benefits. So, but they need to do the right. We did it correctly, 100%. So something glitched. I got a glitch, bitch, going on here.
You sure do.
I do. But that's just an example of like the prescription drug nightmare that we're dealing with here in this country, that this thing would be $1,000.
One of our texters says she takes a medication without insurance, $3,200 a month.
Jesus.
What?
$30 with insurance.
Well, MJ, so is Chloe's back
Crazy.
at school, or she's?
Hey, I know folks that are on like Humira or something. Humira, that drug, if you don't have insurance, could be like over $5,000 every month, I think. So I mean, that's just insane. So now the appeal is in process, and I don't know when the hell I'm going to hear, but if all goes well, they'll put Chloe on my insurance because we did it, and then I should be able to get reimbursed for the $1,000 out of pocket when it should be a $25 copay at the drugstore.
You think it's going to go that smoothly?
Yeah. Oh, you know what? It was our mistake. Here's your reimbursement check.
Yeah,
That's not going to be the case. So Chloe right now, as it sits, has no health insurance. If she slips and sprains her ankle today walking out of her car, or she has no insurance.
Out of pocket. Yep. That's what.
Well, the appeal will be retroactive.
Yeah. So the appeal it would be retroactive so that she would be covered because, listen, we did everything right. And we had every assumption that she was covered. It said it on the screen that this is your new beneficiaries. We were all listed. Everything was there. And then for whatever reason, it didn't stick.
I had the same thing happen where Evelyn didn't get on one of my insurance. The year I had Daviana, they're like, oh, you can add her when you do your change of life, which is birthing a child. And that wasn't the case. So Daviana was on, Evelyn Jade was off. And it was just the worst feeling when you go to the doctor and they're like, no, she's not insured.
All right. Andrew says grab line 5. Tara's in St. Pete. Hey, Tara, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hi, MJ. My name is Tara. My wife has something called psoriasis, and there's only a few medications that can take care of this problem.
Is it Skyrizi?
Yeah, well, no, she's actually trying to get on Cosentyx. The one she's on right now is 5.
Is that the one that Cyndi Lauper uses?
Yeah, Cyndi Lauper's.
Yeah, because I mean, there are tons of commercials for like psoriasis and psoriatic arthritis and all that stuff.
So she has all of that, but we have to pay $20,000 a month if we want the medication.
What? Whoa! Hold on. Which one is $20,000 a month?
The Cosentyx, and there's also one called Skyrizi.
Yeah, that's the one I'm saying. Skyrizi has that jingle that gets stuck in your head.
You pay $250,000 a year on Skyrizi?
Yeah, you have to pay for those commercials, ma'am.
Yeah, those commercials run nonstop. Those you see them all the time. So Cosentyx is $20,000 a month without insurance?
Yeah, sometimes more. Yeah, it just depends on how much times you get it, and how what size what amount you need. It just depends on all that. But average, those medications can run anywhere from her Otezla that she's on right now is $5,000 a month. But she doesn't do well with that medication right now, so they're trying to switch her, and the insurance is denying it.
Have you
the one that we're trying to get her on is $20,000 a month.
You should go to the Cosentyx website.
Yeah. We did. We're appealing it, and then we have to go through the government, but it's still insanely expensive.
That is insane. By any chance, does she happen to be on? What does Ozempic do?
It makes great jingles. It's great songs.
Ozempic. Hey.
Oh my God.
Tara, thanks for the call. Thanks for listening.
You're welcome. Thank you, MJ. Have a great morning.
You too.
If I were Tara's wife, I'd just be all scaly.
Wow. That's some crazy price. Listen, it does cost a lot of money to get a drug from R&D, research and development, through all the clinical trials and FDA approval. I mean, it could take billions of dollars to get a drug ready for market. And did you just chortle, Froggy?
I give you a little chortle.
I got a chortle from Froggy over there.
I'm just amazed by the $20,000 a month thing.
Yeah, that's insane.
I'll just keep the psoriasis thing.
Yeah, seriously, I'll just make all my dandruff scratch out over.
I'll just scratch it off over pasta like I'm putting fresh Parmesan on it.
Yum.
Yeah, that's
there's a story topper here who says that theirs is $96,000 a month, and he sent me.
Hold on, this is a texter.
Yeah, it's a him, and he sent me the bill to prove it. So I asked him what the medication.
$96,000 a month for what drug?
I'm asking him.
Viagra Plus. It's incredible. It's worth every penny.
What is the plus for?
I mean, plus.
It's a double. There you go. All right, so moving along here. Women, please don't feel pressured into this, but apparently there is a study that women have been pressured into this. Roxanne, do you have any idea what this is?
I have no clue. I'm waiting.
Women feel pressure to do this according to a new sexting study.
Okay.
A sexting study. Do you have any idea now what it might be?
Sexting. Women feel pressured to, well, yeah, it's got to be like, if it's sexting, like send a graphic picture.
There you go. Boom. You got it. A new study is out, and it's done by the University of Nebraska. And during this new survey, and the data is out, they asked women why they've sent nudes, why they have sent nude images of themselves. And more than 1/3 of the participants said they felt it was some type of an obligation or inherent part of being in a romantic relationship. The study elicited a complex range of responses on the subject, with some women saying they passed out the sexy images as a power move. I wanted to exert a sense of power over the man I sent nudes to, but are you really doing that, or did they then hold the cards in their hand?
Or what else?
All right, Festa, that was too easy.
I mean,
it was just the lowest.
That's why I paused. I went back and forth a couple times.
You know what? I want to go to phones on this. I want to grab a couple of phone calls, and I want to ask some of our women listeners, have you ever felt pressure to send nude photos in a relationship, maybe a budding relationship, a new relationship? Are there any women listening where you have felt pressure to send nudes?
I'm glad that I got into a relationship before all the sexting and nude pictures came into
Doug's
play.
like, draw a picture of it for me.
Mail a picture. Here's the number.
Exactly.
Let's go to phones. I'd like to hear from women. Have you been pressured to send nudes? Have you done it? Have you refused? And the number to phone in is 800-990-1047. Or if you have any kind of a story, and if you want to remain anonymous, that's fine, because there might be some sensitive information. Maybe you don't want to use your name. That's fine. But I'd love to hear our female callers weigh in on this. 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. That's how you get in. 800-990-1047. Have you ever felt pressure pushed into sending someone a nude? And what about this aspect that some women believe that it is exerting some form of control? I don't understand that. That it's a power move. Do Do you agree or disagree with? There are multiple angles that you can phone in on here, but again, when you send a nude photograph, I mean, you lose control. Now, who's going to get a hold of that? Now, if it's to a steady boyfriend, a fiance, or a husband, well, I mean, still, there have been cases where phones have been hacked, where things have leaked out. And, the policy should probably be you just don't get involved with that to have that potential problem ever surface.
Why are you looking at me the whole time you're talking?
Because you're the only one that I can see right now because of our awful studio setup.
So, MJ, I have a guy friend who has an assortment of photos from past girlfriends.
Are you serious?
And just they were sent to him, unsolicited. Sent to him over the course of the relationship.
Like the women are exhibitionists.
To where he now has a photo album of his phone broken, and the iPhone really is handy because it breaks it down by dates.
Oh, what do you say? He's got a photo of his phone?
No, he has a photo album on his phone.
Okay, photo album okay.
Where he has pictures of ex-girlfriends. This was from 2017, 2018. This is from February. And none of them are, held terribly private.
Are they?
Did you see them?
So he's showing you the photos?
Guess what?
Case in point here.
I'll look at anything. I don't care. I'm a researcher. You guys know that.
Hey, I was at dinner the other night, maybe a couple weeks ago. I forgot about this. And there was a table full of guys, and that's all they were talking about. I was waiting to check in to sit down. That's all they were talking about.
Were they passing a phone around? They were showing nudes that they have on their phones?
This one guy, he's like, yeah, she sent me. Yes.
Check out Sabrina.
Oh, man. All right, let's go to calls. 800-990-1047. Again, have you as a woman ever been pressured to send nudes? Do you feel like it gives you power? I think you lose control if your nudes are out there. All right, 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. How you get in or any other aspect to this story. We'll start with Susie in Tampa. Hey, Susie.
Hey, honestly, I was kind of surprised that I got through this quick. That's not normally the case.
Yeah, you were actually the first one in. Thanks for calling in.
Good job, Susie.
Yeah, we're really surprised too, Susie.
Yeah, I feel like, I don't know if it's like the younger generation or what, but I feel like there's definitely pressure around this. And I am a millennial, but an older millennial.
How old are you?
29.
Well, 29 is not that old.
Yeah, well, not that old, but I feel old.
Not that young.
Well, you shouldn't feel old at 29.
Susie,
yeah.
Smartphones have been around. Texting pictures has been around your entire dating life.
Yeah, I suppose. Well, so Snapchat, I feel like, has really been more of a thing for that,
But also, people have been caught up with Snapchat because and Snapchat has really fallen out of favor. I mean, you don't hear much about Snapchat, but the whole deal was you send an image, it disappears. But then remember, there were ways to capture the picture, and people had thought that things were going to disappear. They didn't.
Right. And then if you send it the wrong way, someone can save it. And, but yeah, there definitely, I feel like certain people, there's definitely been pressure around that. And
so who's pressured you? You don't have to give me names, but in your dating history, who's pressured you, or what type of pressure did they put on you to send them nudes?
It was never an official boyfriend or anything like that. It was just people I was just starting to talk to, and, you can tell that that's what they're getting at. And it's if you don't, then it's just kind of shame almost. And then...
Did you ever give in? Did you ever send nudes, Susie?
I did. Susie. And then there was one specific person that complained about them because they were the same, they weren't different enough.
You mean the angle? Wait a minute. They complained because the nude photos were not like a variety pack?
Yes, I was oh my God, be grateful.
Wait a minute. Who the hell was this guy? Just a boyfriend?
Kinda, yeah. It was like a situationship. Should we blast his name and number on the radio?
No, let's not do that. But you could use his first name. But so you're no longer with this guy, right?
No.
So
now what?
Yeah, where do you think your pictures are right now?
What's the status of your pictures?
Oh, nothing happened with him.
But I mean, does it? Now, how long ago? You're 29 years old now. How old were you when this happened?
Probably like 24, 25.
All right, so not that long ago. And have you had concern that you're not with this guy anymore, or and he still probably has your photos?
Yeah, not really. I mean, nothing's really happened with them.
Were you standing in front of a mirror, or what? Without being too dirty, what kind of pictures were they?
It was not like that graphic. It was definitely not. It was just
like just boobs or butt.
Oh, what'd you say?
It was definitely like not super graphic, and it was just more like risque.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
All right, so I mean, were you nude? Were you exposing body parts?
I was exposing, partial body parts. I never, went too deep into it.
Oh, that's what he was complaining about.
That was a complaint. That was the whole thing was about that.
Exactly. Hey,
Yeah,
Susie.
that's the complaint, probably. I didn't show enough.
All right,
There
so
you go.
he's gone from creep to actually making a valid point in like 2 minutes.
All right, Susie, thanks for the call. We appreciate it. Do you listen to us every morning?
I have, yeah. I live, so I just moved to Tampa a few months ago, and I found my new radio station, so thank you.
Where'd you move from, Susie?
Nashville.
Welcome to the Tampa Bay area, Susie, and we'll talk to you every morning, okay?
Sounds good. Thank you.
There we go.
Good radio there.
Susie, female, 29 years old. Her new morning show, that's us. I got to do the trip a day here quickly, and then we'll go right back to phones. If you want to get in on the pressure to send nude photos, 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. We'll grab a couple more calls here. Andrew's still screening. All the lines have been ringing. The Trip a Day song to win a 3-day staycation at the Wyndham Bonnet Creek Resort in Orlando will be Everybody Wants to Rule the World. Tears for Fears. It'll run in the 5 o'clock hour. When we play it, be the 7th caller and win the Q105 Trip a Day. So good luck. Heather is next in Lakeland. Hey, Heather, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hey, good morning, guys. How are you?
We are well. Go ahead.
I have teenage daughters, and this is a huge pressure point for them in their social group, and it's terrifying to me as a mom that this is something that they're being subjected to all the time, and I'm very fortunate that they're comfortable talking to me about it, but, I'm in my late 40s, and so this is a whole new thing for me. We didn't have this when I was growing up, and it's really scary for these young girls to feel pressured to do this sort of thing.
How old are your daughters? You said teenage daughters. What are their ages?
They're 14 and 16.
And have they had boys try to get them to send photos?
Yes.
Oh, jeez.
A lot.
Oh, wow.
And
they hopefully they haven't done it, right?
They have not. And
have your girls come to you immediately to say, "Hey, Mom, this is happening"?
Yes.
Well, that's good. It means you have a good relationship with your kids.
Yeah, and I'm very fortunate, but I know there are a lot of young ladies who don't have that relationship with their parents, and it's scary to think that this is what they're being subjected to.
100%. Thank you. Appreciate the call, Heather.
Thanks. Have a great day.
You too.
Let me tell you, as a mother of 2 daughters who will be teenagers before I blink, that freaks me out. So that's why I'm raising straight up bitches, and they will not do anything a man asks them to do.
Hey, Andrew, I need that audio bite. That's why I'm raising straight up bitches.
Yes.
Wow.
They're not going to do anything a man
I
talks.
will
They watch how I talk to their
that my
dad.
daughters will be lonely their whole lives.
And your 5-year-old has an obsession with the death and destruction of the sinking of the Titanic.
That she does.
Oh,
yes.
my God. All right, Robert, let's grab a guy in this, and then we'll go back to, we have the rest are women. Robert is in Tampa. Hey, Robert, MJ Morning Show. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, Robert, go ahead.
Okay, I have a story about 2 girls right now that I was dating right there online for almost 3 years, asking for a gift card to send to them. I found out that both of them, they were fake. They were sending. There is some women from Africa, Nigeria.
Wait a minute. So hold on a sec. So you had women that wanted you to send them gift cards,
but he was getting hustled
in order to receive nude photos.
Yes, they ask you for take $20 gift card, or they send the picture. I'm trying to tell you that they send the picture that they want the $20 now.
Oh man, Robert, did you fall for this?
Yeah, because I did.
Who doesn't want nude photos? And hey, I'll send you a Bed Bath & Beyond gift card. So what kind of gift cards did you send them?
Those gift cards that they selling in the 7-Eleven everywhere, Walgreens.
What, like dinner at Applebee's? I mean, what kind of, or like the Visa and MasterCard ones?
No. A Sting card, a Sting wallet card.
How about a gift certificate
Apple
to Dick's?
card.
Wow. All right, and you're not doing it anymore. You've stopped doing it, right, Robert?
Yes.
All right, buddy. Thank you, man. I appreciate the call. Thanks for listening.
My Dick's joke bombed.
I mean, I thought it was hysterical.
Hold on. What did you say?
Froggy had a very funny joke.
How about a gift certificate to Dick's?
It just got buried in Robert's stupidity for falling in love with women online instead of.
There's always a Dick's gift card up there in those little.
There you go. Let's grab Daisy. Daisy's next on the MJ Morning Show. Hey, Daisy.
Good morning. I was just eavesdropping. I wasn't even sure if you were listening.
Oh, it's okay.
All right, well, let's get a little dollop of Daisy here. All right, go, Daisy.
Yeah. I had a 16-year-old daughter a few years ago. She received on the Snapchat about getting dirty pictures. And the guy actually asked her for titty pictures.
All right, now hang on a second. Now we can't use the T word, but the guy asked your 16-year-old daughter for topless photos.
Breast photos.
Yeah. Yes. Okay, and at the time, we just happened to have a huge, fat, pregnant bully dog. So I literally said, okay, we sent him pictures.
That's awesome.
Of the dog. All right, Daisy, thanks. All right, one more call, and then I got to move on here because we got a lot of stuff to do. Jamie is next on the MJ Morning Show. Hey, Jamie.
How are you doing?
We are well. All right, you got the final say on this. And, folks, if you're just tuning in, the reason why we're taking the phone calls is I mentioned a story that I saw that women, according to, what was that?
I don't know. What was that?
Yeah, what was that noise?
It was the start of a jingle.
Oh, all right. All right, so women feel pressured to send nude photos, and I'm just trying to tell women, please don't feel pressured to send anyone nude photos. So, Jamie, you got the final word on this. Go ahead.
I never have been pressured to send photos like via text message or sexting, but I was a part of a group on Facebook that we shared nude photos all the time, and they would ask for it would be topless too.
Whoa, hold on a minute. What is this Facebook group where you share nude photos?
Wow, what a great idea.
Who are these people? Well,
I have no idea. It was a private group on Facebook. One of my friends so happened to get into it, and then she asked me if I wanted to do it, and I was like, yeah, why not? And I mean, like, they would ask for photos.
All right, so Jamie, how old were you when you were doing this?
27, 28, and I think you should know, I have children. I have a 19-year-old son and a 17-year-old daughter, so I had children at the time that I was doing it. I mean, if you don't want to send the photo, don't send the photo. Like, stop talking to them. Or if you're going to send a photo, just make sure your face isn't in it.
All right, now, how many photos did you put up in this nude Facebook photo exchange group?
I don't know, 50 to 60, maybe.
Good for you.
Were they, like, topless? Were they full body?
Topless, bottomless, full body, some pictures of just the genital area, all that. Yeah, absolutely. Like,
ma'am,
my face isn't in any of them.
Why don't you just go on OnlyFans and make money?
Well, that didn't exist back then.
Yeah.
I mean,
okay.
But now I'm married now. I'm married. That's for my husband.
All right, Jamie. Thanks for that. And how about your friend? Is she still doing it?
I don't believe so. I actually think the Facebook group is down now. I don't think that group is actually even active.
Did Facebook allow nude photographs on the platform?
I guess in a private group?
it's a private group. So unless you're a member of the group, and there are rules, you have to sign, like when you join the group, like they make you abide by these rules.
Yes, I'd like to enter my member into the group.
Yes,
please.
Yeah. You have to be invited by a member of the group in order to get into the group.
All right, Jamie, thanks for the call. That's crazy.
Wow.
Have a great day.
You too.
Some people just don't care.
Wow, that's incredible.
Wow.
I wonder if that group is still around.
I mean, if there's any members.
Well, I asked, and she said she didn't know if it was still around.
I'm looking.
Froggy is.
I mean, what an interesting Facebook. I'm on a Facebook group that's called People That Look Like Adam Sandler.
He's vigorously looking right now for the group.
This would be more interesting than that.
Now, you guys know that I support law enforcement on this program. Law enforcement does a lot to protect us. Tampa Bay area, statewide, nationwide. And doesn't mean I will ignore a story about some law enforcement gone bad or stories involving law enforcement that are not the most shining examples of the fact that most in law enforcement do a wonderful job serving their communities. Couple of stories locally here. The first one is out of Hillsborough County. Did you see a detention deputy for the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office has been busted for selling marijuana brownies to inmates?
What the hell is this guy thinking?
Yeah.
I mean, so many things about this, like brownies.
I mean, I'm all for, sketchy hustles, but what's the upside of this at all?
That's right. Fester is all about sketchy hustles.
I'll listen to every sketchy hustle. I have no problems with them. But this guy bringing drugs into a jail to feed the guys who are arrested.
Is he having relationships with them, maybe?
Seriously.
No, he's selling it. It's for cash. So, Chad Chronister, the sheriff of Hillsborough County, listen, there are like 5,000 employees in the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office. I mean, the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office is a massive agency, and the overwhelming percentage of those that serve as law enforcement officers or support staff do a wonderful job serving the community. And listen, I've been a Hillsborough County honorary deputy since 1997. I do ride-alongs with the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office, quite frequently.
As somebody who's been pulled over by Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office several times, I've had nothing but positive experiences with them.
There you go.
However, we have to hold law enforcement to a high standard.
Of course.
Yeah, for sure.
Listen, when you have an organization with a whole lot of people, you're going to have some bad apples. They're going to, seep into any organization. And yesterday, Sheriff Chronister...
pot brownies, though, MJ?
He held a press conference and talked about the arrest of Terry Bradford Jr., 25-year-old detention deputy. And what Sheriff Chronister said yesterday is that earlier this week on Monday, detectives found out from a source that one of these detention deputies was selling marijuana-laced brownies to inmates and then getting paid for them, obviously. On Wednesday night, this Terry Bradford Jr. goes to work at the Falkenberg jail with over a pound of marijuana-laced brownies.
Wow. Well, a pound of brownies
Yeah,
is
that doesn't sound like I mean, the way you say over a pound, not of brownies.
That's like 3 brownies.
yeah. I mean,
Is that what that would convert to?
I'm like
half a dozen?
A small tray of brownies.
Right.
Are we really going to try to parse and figure out how many brownies
But
are
when
in?
you say drug-related
Yeah.
charges and you start using like weights and measures, he was pulled over with a pound of cocaine. That's a lot of cocaine, I would think. I don't know, but a pound of brownies, okay.
How much? Like a pound of pound cake.
A pound of pound cake.
So Chronister said yesterday during the presser that he pledged to uphold all that is good and just. His greed got the best of him. Think about the danger this creates. It can lead to gambling. It can lead to violence. And the internal investigation is still underway. They're trying to figure out how many inmates had purchased marijuana-laced brownies, how long this had gone on, how big this whole deal was.
Are you allowed to have cash in jail?
Were any other employees at the jail involved in the marijuana brownie trade?
How are they paying for it?
Yeah, right now they think that it was at least twice, and they were using a cash app. Oh, yeah. Hey, it's 2023. We've got Venmo.
Okay, it's 2023 in jail. Okay, you don't have phones in jail. You don't have. I mean, I'm asking, how did it work?
We got what, Zelle?
Yeah.
Dude,
Zelle and
when
Venmo.
When my uncle went to prison, everything was bought and sold with cigarettes.
Fester uses Fatso.
Listen, if you'll take it, I'll use it.
Now it's what's the place that you go to get food? Dispensary?
What?
Commissary?
Commissary. Yes.
Commissary.
The commissary stuff is the
commissary, or the what do they call it? Is it in jail when you
the
go?
Mess house.
What?
Mess house?
No. It's in prison or jail. Isn't there another name other than commissary? It's like the prison store, you know. You go get
that's
your,
what it, okay.
Go get your Zagnut bar, you know.
But I watched a show called 60 Days In, and it's when they go to jail for 60 days and they have to act like they're an inmate and not fool anybody. And the big thing now.
Wait a minute, hold on. So they're not really inmates?
Yeah, they're not inmates.
Well,
Yeah, 60 days in. People volunteer for this show.
It's insane.
Wait a minute. Where does this run? What channel?
I think it's like on A&E or
on
something.
A&E.
I think it's on Netflix, isn't it, or something?
On
It's
Netflix.
also, I don't know. It's everywhere.
It's on TV somewhere.
Wait, like it's funny that you
we
said
don't know.
people used to use the cigarettes. Now it's vape pens. All they do is trade vape pens in jail.
What law enforcement agencies allow someone?
It's a whole thing.
And then how do you video it? How do you film it?
It's all undercover cameras.
This show's been out for several years.
Come on, this sounds like it's a racket. Is that?
It's real.
Is it real?
The show's been out for
It's great.
for a while, a couple years. Put it on your list.
Yeah, but the point is, commissary is very important in there. Vape pens.
Shh. Locks.
Anyway, so the investigations on Sheriff Cronister said, obviously there are very strict regulations, you know, when you come onto jail property. So this guy's probably going to have enhanced charges as well for introducing this contraband into the jail system in Hillsborough County, as he should.
There's a risk reward.
Did this guy think he was?
Yeah.
Hey, Terry Bradford Jr., what kind of a moron are you? I mean, really? Did you really think you'd get away with this?
And then he gets turned in by the prison snitch.
Did you guys?
Yeah, what happened there?
They got word. What did they say? One of the other prisoners rolled over.
All right, now Cronister said yesterday that this Bradford guy, he had previously been employed at the Department of Corrections for the state of Florida in Zephyr Hills, and I guess he left there because he was smuggling in water. Zephyr Hills. Zephyr.
Were you guys trying to think of the word canteen?
Mike Dick's joke?
Canteen. Maybe I don't know. Yeah, it's better than my joke.
And then the other law enforcement story is in Pinellas County. A 32-year-old Pinellas County Sheriff's deputy fired. The dude was slumped over in his police car, drunk, and then there were various bottles of liquor all throughout the vehicle in his department-issued police cruiser. Channel 8 got a hold of documents. 32-year-old Christopher Green.
Oh my God! I know liquor stores that doesn't have this many bottles of booze.
I mean, you got to see like all the bottles that were in there. There's a picture of the bottles in the guy's Pinellas County cruiser.
Are those all like? Oh, look at them, MJ.
They were Jim Beam.
Yeah, I'm looking at. Yeah,
I think they were. They were Jim Beam bottles.
Oh man!
So I mean, they like all the bottles are Jim Beam.
All right, so
there was no like variety in the whiskey.
I think he has a favorite.
Looking at the photo, these are the minis. It's not like the Sam's Club size.
Those don't look like the little mini 1 ounces.
Yeah, they
are they?
The mini 1 ounces now look like the big bottles.
Okay, all right.
But so he just
I couldn't tell in the perspective of the photo.
He hits those things all day, probably.
But he was unconscious in the vehicle. Now, according to the Pinellas County Sheriff's Office, he had been with the agency since June of 2019. He was found unconscious inside his marked cruiser in Hillsborough County. So he's in a Pinellas County cruiser, and he was found inside the marked Pinellas County Sheriff's Office vehicle at the intersection of West Brandon Boulevard and Kings Avenue in Hillsborough County.
Wow.
Back on December 18th. Stopped at a red light and then was unconscious at the red light, slumped over the steering wheel.
Now, has he been...
Deputy Green remained stationary, according to documents. A full light cycle had passed before traffic began to flow around the cruiser. Then a woman walked up to the passenger side of the Pinellas County Sheriff's cruiser, found the deputy slumped over, asleep. She then called 911, told the dispatcher that a deputy was slumped over in his patrol car. Pinellas County deputy slumped over unconscious in Hillsborough County.
I would instantly assume that the officer's injured. Or he had some kind of medical episode?
Maybe a medical episode. So, according to the story, when a Hillsborough County deputy patrolling the area arrived at the scene, that's when he came back to life. He became, conscious again. It appeared that Deputy Green prepared to put his cruiser in drive, but realized the HCSO, the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office cruiser, was blocking him. He exited his Pinellas County cruiser and appeared normal, according to documents. And Hillsborough County Sheriff's deputy said that he appeared as though he wanted to drive away and was reluctant to step out, and told the HCSO deputy, "I'm fine." I don't know, if you're unconscious and slumped over at an intersection, that's a busy area. Out in Hillsborough County, Brandon Boulevard and Kings.
Oh, yeah.
That is
high traffic, high volume.
That's a busy intersection. That's unbelievable. Anyway, this guy, I think it's been somewhat detrimental to his career in law enforcement.
Was he arrested for DUI?
Oh,
well, if you're in your car, yeah.
Wait,
he must have.
Yeah.
Interesting point here.
Yeah.
Okay, was his name Chris Green? Is that which story are we talking about?
Christopher Green.
Oh, this texter just said that was his daughter's boyfriend.
What?
Dates Chris Green.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can we call him?
I'll ask him.
Sure, it's not Chris Brown.
That's crazy.
Get it?
Documents show authorities had not even considered alcohol to be a factor in the incident and asked Green if he had a medical condition, which Fester brought that up. Green replied that he had recently been diagnosed as diabetic. He was transported to an area hospital for evaluation. Authorities said that they planned to drive Green's cruiser back to the house, and that's when they found the bottles of Jim Beam inside.
Lots to find.
Yep.
This guy says that we can call him.
Really?
Yeah.
Is this real?
Write the number down.
Okay.
I'm nervous.
Authorities found an empty shooter whiskey bottle on the passenger floorboard.
Yeah, shooters.
Floorboard, a paper bag full of extra whiskey bottles, which deputies described as being so full he couldn't fold it closed. What?
Wow.
A bag so filled with the little mini liquor bottles that they couldn't even fold it closed?
Yeah, my wife made me lunch again, boys.
Also, an open beer can in the cup holder inside a koozie.
Well, this guy's an alcoholic.
And that beer was 3/4 of the way empty. Although he was being watched by another deputy, Green managed to evade them. He left the hospital before DUI units could question him. He later told deputies that he got a ride to his parents' house where he continued to drink. When deputies found him and asked him to submit to a blood alcohol test, he failed 2 times, providing a .234 and a .233. Based on the evidence, Green has been fired from the Pinellas County Sheriff's Office. That happened on December 20th. The incident happened on December 18th. Not currently facing criminal charges, though, according to an affidavit from the county sheriff. Wow. But that brings an end to his career in law enforcement, I'll tell you that. That's cray-cray.
All right, I'm trying to dial this guy now.
Yeah.
Roxanne spoke to via text.
Yep.
Yeah. This is.
Yeah, Frog, you getting the little getting the willies on this one?
It's going on like 6 rings.
Didn't he just say you could call?
Yeah.
He said we could call.
All right.
Okay. All right. Well,
Listen, it doesn't mean it's real.
All right.
Yeah.
Liar.
We'll save the number.
I have an item here which really...
Oh, he said he's working right now. He's going to call us in a bit.
Listen, tell him thanks, but no thanks.
I'm sure he's going to call us. All right. So, listen, if he calls, he calls. Did you know that this exists? A woman charges millennials $480 an hour for them to overcome this phobia. All right, think about this for a second.
Okay.
There's a woman who's somewhat of a therapist.
Mm-hmm. Somewhat of a therapist, not an actual therapist, though.
Well, her name is Mary Jane Copps, and she charges $480 an hour. Mostly, I guess it's millennials to help them overcome this phobia. What kind of phobia might millennials have?
And Gen Zs don't have this? This is specific to millennials.
It's mostly millennials.
What?
Not having a phone?
Yeah.
Oh, hold on a minute. Hey, you're barking up the right tree.
I was thinking along those lines, something electronic.
Losing Wi-Fi.
What?
Losing internet.
These are all pretty good guesses, actually. But Froggy said phone, but you're not quite zeroed in on it. Come on, sight that scope in. Let's go. Come on.
Social media? Not being able to access, to being addicted to.
I got it.
Are we just going to over each other?
Yeah.
Okay, Rox, go.
Yes.
Sure.
Yes. Sorry.
What? Speak. What?
They don't want to have conversations with people. They just want to text message them.
Survey says yes.
Fester, she stole your guess.
No, I was guessing social media. She just didn't let me get the whole sentence out.
No, here's the deal. Millennials, I guess, are the age demographic that are most affected by this. Millennials that are afraid to speak on the phone, to have actual phone conversations, and all they want to do is text. So Mary Jane Copps deals with, I guess, millennials mostly, but someone brought up Gen Z. Gen Z is also in the equation. It's both millennials and Gen Z, but apparently more millennials. And some of them have a fear of talking, actually having a verbal conversation. And this woman is known as the phone lady, Mary Jane Copps. And for $480 an hour, she'll help you overcome your phobia of speaking on the phone. So as part of her program, $480 an hour for one-on-one coaching, $365 for 30-minute webinars. She also trains staff for various corporations starting at $3,500 a day. This woman, the phone lady, Mary Jane Copps, told Business Insider, Gen Z have never had the skills given to them. In my generation, the phone was on the wall in everyone's house, and we were taught to answer it and make calls at a young age. Gen Z and millennials do not have this type of inherent training. Now we have several generations that were never taught anything about talking on the phone, and people have removed phones from their homes. Now, of course, we all have cell phones, but the cell phone permits you to communicate via text or email. She says the first step in her program is to understand why her client develops anxiety around phone calls. Would it be odd if I asked people that are listening right now that have anxiety about phone calls to call us?
Overcome your anxiety and broadcast it.
I'm actually thinking of a career change right now. I mean, how much money is she making to do this?
$480 an hour.
Okay.
Is that kind of an obscure number? I mean, it's a high number, I feel, but
why not go to 5?
Oh, $450. Cut him a deal.
$427.50.
Whoa, yeah.
All right, let's go to phones on this. 800-990-1047. Are you afraid of the phone? Phone us up. Are you afraid to talk on the phone? Hey, call us up and talk. Or listen, if you have any observations on this, hey, maybe you've got kids. Maybe you know people that just are afraid to talk on the phone. They don't want to have verbal conversations.
Part of life, you got to cold call. You got to call people and work in jobs.
Not everybody has to cold call.
But yeah, well, I know. You got to talk to people all the time.
Well, what about like just having face-to-face conversations? If someone's afraid of a phone conversation or they feel uncomfortable verbalizing on a phone, how does that translate to like face-to-face personal communication, like just talking to somebody in person? All right, let me give out the phone number, 800-990-1047. All right, fire up the phones if you have any element here, if you have any aspect of this that you want to comment on, or if you're in this category of you don't want to talk on the phone. But I've recognized this. I've mentioned this. We've talked about this, how everyone wants to text message these days. And I have said clearly on this program, I've said this for years, even before the return of the MJ Morning Show. I've talked about this on my other radio shows, that people are losing interpersonal communication and contact and just the human art of conversation. And when you text somebody, you don't always get the right context and the emotion over than if it were a verbal conversation on the phone. All right, look at the phones are ringing here. Andrew's screening calls. We'll go to calls here in a second.
You know why I like the phone sometimes?
Why?
Because sometimes I don't want someone to have a record of what I just said. That's nice, too.
What the hell are you doing in your life?
You are really worried.
What is going on, man? What are you
paranoid?
What are you hiding?
Do you know why I like the Telegraph? Because you burned those pieces of paper up.
Roxanne, what are you hiding?
Signals dissipate.
Ladies and gentlemen, Roxanne Wilder leads a double life.
You know, those Native Americans had it right with the smoke signals.
Roxanne Wilder secretly does not want to leave a paper trail.
I remember the Cherokees were talking crap about the Apaches, but by the time the Apaches found out, the wind blew the smoke away.
It was just looked like a cloud.
What is Roxanne doing on a daily basis where she doesn't want to leave any evidence behind?
Because how many people do you know that will just screenshot another conversation? I always think this. If someone sends me a screenshot of a conversation with another person, hey, look, so-and-so said this, and sends it to me, I'm like, how many screenshots have you taken of my conversation with you? It's supposed to be an A and B conversation.
All right, 800-990-1047. Let's go to phones. Tim is in Ruskin. Hey, Tim, MJ Morning Show, you're on. Oh, is it Tina? Oh, I'm sorry. It's Tina, not Tim.
Tina,
yeah.
No. All right.
Let's see how they sound.
Fester, can you make the font a little bigger on the phone screener?
I don't know.
All right. Hey, Tina, I'm sorry. You're on. Go ahead.
Yes, I actually have 6 children, but 4 of them are millennials and 2 is Gen X. None of them can talk on the phone.
Gen X or Gen Z?
Z, I'm sorry.
Yeah. How old are the younger ones?
I have a 12-year-old, but he don't do anything. But my 18-year-old.
Yeah. So that's Gen Z. Yep.
20 and 21. But then I have 2 older ones who are 23 and 28. And my partner is 33, still millennium. None of them will talk on the phone. They will call me. I'm talking, they're out of the house. They have children. I got to call, make doctor's appointments. Whatever they cannot do online, I do for them.
So they will not talk on the phone. They only want to do things online, or they want to text.
Exactly. They can be texting me, and I'll call them in the middle of it, and they'll text me back. What do you need?
So they won't even pick up the phone if you try to call them? Hello?
I don't think she's talking on the phone anymore.
So hang on. They won't pick up the phone if you try to call them?
No.
That is unbelievable. Tina, thanks for the call. Fester made the font ridiculously. It won't even fit in the box now. I don't need to.
Line 4 is. I'm working on it. Line 4 is James.
All right, James is in Lakeland. James, MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, James, go ahead.
I think I got an answer for the condition there, because I'm a parent of a millennial there. And remember back when the phones first came out, it was expensive for the phone calls, but you had texting. And so a lot of them just use text all the time. it was too expensive to actually use the call, but you had the texting capability.
I remember I had my first cell phone in 1989. I had a...
Geez, that's pretty early.
I had a Nokia. It was a gray Nokia car phone, which they like bolted onto like the transmission hump in the car. And I had it done at Circuit City on Virginia Beach Boulevard in Virginia Beach.
Why? Who are you talking to?
I don't know. It was like, you get a car phone. It was a Nokia. It was like 1980, late 88 or 89. And I remember my phone bills were like $900 a month.
And hundreds
it was
hundreds.
because they charged you by the minute back then. It sucked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm thinking that's, they were growing up right at that age when you had a phone, but it was costing, you had to watch your minutes, but you had texting there. So they were all up on that texting right from the early ages there.
James, thanks for the call. Let's grab D in Clearwater. Hey, D, you're on the MJ Morning Show.
Hi, how are you?
We're well. All right. So what about millennials, Generation Z, and talking on the phone versus texting?
I was calling because I believe it was Fester who said, you have to talk on the phone. How for work, how are you going to work?
Yeah, that was Fester.
Yeah, that was Froggy, by the way. Froggy man.
Oh, I'm sorry, Fester.
Very
Froggy
highly
said it.
offended.
My son is 26, and he does not ever have to talk on the phone, and he refuses. And he works a full-time job at home.
Okay.
That's okay.
And
he's going to be a shut-in.
Yeah, exactly. How old did you say?
He's 26.
You ever seen
And
the
he's
movie
very
1 Hour
social.
Photo?
He just does not want anything to do with the phone, and he doesn't have to do it for work, and he has a great job.
Wow. All right. Hey, D, thanks for the call. Ron is in Newport Richie. Hey, Ron, MJ Morning Show, you're up.
Hey, I have a niece. She's 15 now. Her and her mom and dad stayed with me for a couple of years during the COVID because they lost their jobs.
Yep.
But she cannot talk on the phone. She texts all her friends back and forth. Then plus being home, that she can't function. That's with doing school. So she lost like 2 years worth of school, and now she's going through this issue. She kind of believes she's really a male trapped in a female's body. She's all messed up.
All right, the phone has nothing to do with the other part.
Yeah, that's.
I know, but
Well, it could be the radiation from the phone.
I mean, maybe.
No, I'm kidding. I'm joking. That's a whole. Don't
even do that.
I'm joking. I'm kidding around.
Possible.
I don't think the gender thing. I don't think it has to do with the phone issue, but again, it just goes back to a lot of the younger folks, whether millennial or Generation Z. They don't want to talk on the phone. Hey, Ron, thanks for the call. All right, a couple more, and I got to move on here. Lisa is next on the MJ Morning Show. Hey, Lisa.
Hey.
Hi.
Hi. Go ahead.
Okay, so my mom and I, we text, and I screenshot everything she texts me. And I do that because she's a toxic person. And
Wait a second. Hold on a minute. You screenshot everything because your mother is a toxic person?
Yeah, no, everything she sends me is horrid. And I screenshot it and I put it in a folder on my phone because later on...
You're building a file.
Yeah, because later on, she'll say, well, I never said that. And
All right, give us an example of something that your mother texts you that is, in your words, horrid.
I put up a boundary, because there needed to be a boundary. And she says, well, you can either choose to have this boundary or your inheritance. That's how bad she is.
Oh, my God. All right, first of all, we got to determine whether it's worth it. How much money do you think you stand to inherit, with the estate?
Oh, probably nothing.
Well, then it's not worth it.
Yeah, Mom.
Now, can you give me an example? Give me an example of something that she has texted you that's horrid.
Well, I thought that was pretty horrid, but let me think.
Does she send you anything graphic? Is it just mean? Is it just,
Yeah, no.
snarky?
It's mean. No, it's not snarky. It's way above that. It's mean. And
Has she always been like this?
well, that's that's the question because, as a child, you think everything's normal. So as I became an adult, I realized that, oh my goodness, she is like completely bonkers and so mean. And the reason why we save it, and I say we because she attacks my children now. And
she attacks? She texts your children?
Yeah.
Is she sending your children horrid messages as well?
Yes. So we do. I know, Roxanne, you said that, it's an A and B conversation, but we do send each other texts, but I only send them if my children send them because I don't want them involved, in the drama. So if they send me something, look what Grammy sent.
That's crazy. Hey, Lisa, thanks for the call.
You guys should look into therapy.
Yeah, maybe so.
Granny says you're stupid, Mom.
Yeah, let me get one more call in. Shauna, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi, Shauna, Clearwater. Hello.
Hey, how are you? So, I have a daughter that's your daughter's age, and their birthdays are like days apart. So my daughter's birthday is the 14th of August, and yours is like the 18th or 16th.
Chloe's the
right?
Chloe's the 20th of August.
So they're very close.
Yep.
So my daughter growing up, she got a cell phone a little earlier than our older daughter did. By the time the second one came along, text. Well, here's the thing with this is in high school, her sophomore year, all of her core friends dropped her. So these are kids that she went to grade school with. And my daughter couldn't talk to people. She couldn't physically make new friends by speaking. And we actually had to take her to therapy to learn how to communicate by voice. It was really, the texting is so bad, I think. And for me, I'm a talker, but I'm a texter too. But when I'm around my kids and if I had to talk to somebody, I try to talk instead of type. Or if I want to talk to my kids.
See, that's what I'm talking about.
It's enjoyable.
I've been mentioning this for years, that people need to learn how to communicate verbally. And with all the texting, people are forgetting how to do it. Hey, Shauna.
She was in an 8-week program to learn how to communicate.
Wow.
It was the craziest thing. So,
It's like relearning to walk after a head injury or something. Hey, Shauna, thanks for the call. I appreciate you listening.
Thank you.
All right. I got to take a break. I don't want to run too late here. Hey, Lisa, if you're listening, Lisa, if you left the hat on the MJ Morning Show van, Lisa, I want to talk to you next. So Lisa says she listens from 8:30 to 9 in the note that she left on the van, which, by the way, that's not our van.
Yeah, we have to recap the whole van story.
I got to tell the whole van story. And Lisa, if you're listening, I got to talk to you next on the MJ Morning Show. Also, the whole Prince Harry deal. Have you seen this stuff?
Yes.
So the Prince Harry memoir leaked, I guess, in Spain, and all these details have come out. All right, hold on. All of that and a whole lot more next. And brushing your teeth. We got details on that. All coming up next on the MJ Morning Show here on Q105. Now, if you're making a move... have the MJ Morning Show in your head. MJ and the morning crew here, Roxanne and Fester and Froggy. Hey, Lisa, if you are listening, can you call me quickly? Lisa in the note, which is, it is a half an envelope that's been torn, and it says, "Hi, MJ. My name is Lisa, and I listen to you guys every morning, 8:30 to 9." And then it says, work in parentheses. "Say hi to Freaky Tiki." And then on the other side, "Enjoy your hat."
Okay.
And it is written on a Sirius XM envelope.
Oh, that's the bill.
Is this her bill?
Yeah, or like the statement they mail you saying your service is ending or something.
Why are you subscribing to Sirius XM if the MJ Morning Show provides you all this great entertainment? All right. Hey, Lisa, are you listening right now? Lisa, if you're listening, Lisa who left the Freaky Tiki hat on the MJ van in a parking lot up in, what was it, like, what did he say? What did Bell
He
say?
said it was like in Largo by like Missouri Avenue.
Yeah. All right. 800-990-1047. So, Lisa, if you're listening.
What does the hat look like?
I'm going to show you in a second. 800-990-1047. So, Lisa, if you're the one that left the hat on the van for me, 800-990-1047. Lisa, call us right now. I want to thank you for the hat. And I want to know, what is Freaky Tiki?
That thing laced with fentanyl or something?
No, you see, first of all, it's not fentanyl. It's fentanyl. N-Y-L. All right, so 800-990-1047. Here's the deal. Belle is a listener. You might have seen the white Sprinter-style van driving around the Tampa Bay area, and it has the big MJ Morning Show down the side of the van. The MJ Morning Show is back on Q105. And then he sometimes has a skeleton or dummies in the passenger seat. That guy is not a Q105 or an MJ employee. That's a listener that, like a year and a half ago, participated in the MJ Morning Show is Back contest, where we had people make signs and just spread the word that the MJ Morning Show is back on Q105. He still has it all over his van. And people thumbs up him, people honk at him, wave at him, and we really appreciate it. The guy's name is Bell, and we really appreciate Bell. The contest is long over. He won third place in the contest. He won $5,000. Number 2 was like $10,000, and then remember the grand prize winner, which is that huge MJ Morning Show alien sign on I-4, like around what, Sefner, Dover?
Yeah, like Plant City
area. That guy won first prize, and I think that sign is still up as well, and we highly appreciate it. But Lisa apparently spotted the MJ Morning Show van in Pinellas County and left a little blue shopping bag with the note. And inside the bag is a hat. And, I don't feel well all of a sudden.
Oh, my God, you get a pinprick?
No, I'm kidding around.
Not laced
I'm
with anything.
kidding around. And it's a Freaky Tiki Florida hat.
It's like a beach hat.
It's like a Gilligan hat. It's a Gilligan bucket hat.
Bucket hat, yeah.
But it's like a gray hat.
Put it on.
Okay.
Let's see how it looks on your enormous head. Oh.
Look at that. I look like Lois in Goodfellas with the lucky hat.
All right, MJ, you have to
I gotta have my lucky hat.
I gotta have my lucky hat. I need my lucky hat.
Fine, let's go get your hat.
Okay. So,
yes.
Just by doing some very little data entry into Google.
Yeah, Freaky Tiki. What is it?
Freaky Tiki bar.
Freaky Tiki's a surf shack.
All right.
In Clearwater.
Oh, so it's probably her shirt.
Right, so I wonder if she works at. Listen, they open up at 9 a.m. She might be at work. So she says she listens from 8:30 to 9, but she might not be listening right now.
So it's not the Tiki Shack or the Tiki Hut, which is out in Sefner.
It's the Freaky Tiki Surf Shop or Surf Shack.
It says Tiki-themed shop selling playful beach and surf apparel for adults, plus gifts and toys. So it's like a
now hold on.
Store.
Let me dial them up. Hold on. Maybe she works there.
We gotta wait one more minute.
They open at 9.
Hang on, let me turn the Goodfellas music off there. All right, hang on. Hold on. So, hey, phones are ringing. Andrew, answer the phones quickly. See if she's calling in. If not, we'll call the Freaky Tiki Surf Shop or Surf Shack. And is that her calling in? Yes or no? Andrew?
Yeah, this is the kind of store my kids absolutely love.
Oh, yeah.
All this.
727-466.
Do you have any Margaritaville apparel?
All right, Fester, grab the phone, will you, please? All right, grab, and it's 9 o'clock right now. So they're supposed to open at 9 a.m., and maybe Lisa works there, but I want to thank her, and I'm wearing my hat. If you want to see it, folks.
Hello, I'm looking for Lisa. Lisa, this is Fester from the MJ Morning Show.
Look at that. So she does work there.
Hey, MJ has your hat. Hold on a second.
Probably
Let's talk
her
to you, okay?
place.
We're talking about you right now. Hold on. All right, she's good. Line 11.
Hey, Lisa. Hey, it's MJ.
Hi, I listen to you every morning. I can't believe I just came in the building.
All right, so we just started. Did you hear me mention you?
No, damn, I missed it.
Lisa.
Lisa.
From the time she parked her car.
Lisa, your note says you listen from 8:30 to 9, and at 8:44, I said, "Hey, Lisa, who left me the hat? If you're listening, I got to talk to you next."
Oh my God, I can't believe it because I said to myself, I'm coming in early. I'm probably going to miss it.
You missed them. Anyway, listen, you can go back on the podcast or go back to MJTV and you can listen to it later on today, okay?
Awesome. I will definitely do that.
All right, so Lisa, I told the listening audience the story. Now, you left a little blue bag with, and I'm wearing the hat right now on MJTV.
Oh, I can't believe it.
Yeah, I'm wearing. All right, so Freaky Tiki is the Freaky Tiki Surf Shack on Mandalay Avenue in Clearwater.
Yes, sir.
And are you the manager, or what do you do there?
Yes, I'm the manager.
All right, and this is great. And you spotted this Sprinter van. It said MJ Morning Show is back on Q105, and you left the hat on the vehicle with the note saying, I listen to you guys every morning. Now, the cool thing here is that's not even an official morning show van.
Oh, really? I got 100 pictures of it. I tell everybody at work that I listen to you guys. You got to listen to them. They're so funny. They're so funny.
This is great. So that guy won a contest to advertise the MJ Morning Show. It's a private listener. And,
oh my God.
And you left the hat on the vehicle, and then he dropped it off for us at the station yesterday afternoon.
Isn't that funny? I wondered if you'd get it because I was like, I wonder why. I looked all around the store to see if maybe I'd recognize you.
Yeah, I'm wearing.
I have no idea what you look like.
MJ doesn't drive a van that says listen to his own morning show.
What store was it you were at?
It was at the Walmart on Missouri.
Oh, yeah, I've been in that Walmart, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, I'm wearing the hat right now, so later on today, hey, Andrew, what time does MJTV get posted? Or can you really just go back and look at it any time you want?
Pretty much any time you want to.
Yeah. All right. So if you listen, Lisa, if you go to mjmorningshow.com, you know, the whole show, we're on video every morning in the studio.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, look at that. All right. So go to mjmorningshow.com, go to our website. At the top, you'll see MJTV. Click on that, and for today's feed, you should be able to scroll the video back, and you can hear us talking to you on the phone, and you'll see us in the studio. And I'm literally wearing the hat right now.
Well, that's awesome, and I got to tell you, I named my car Roxanne after you guys.
Are you kidding me?
Your car?
Oh, that's you, girl.
Tell me about your car.
Well, I have a Cadillac, so.
Wow.
Holy walnuts.
But believe me, it's breaking me paying for it, but I have it.
Worth it.
Nice.
Where are you from originally?
Boston.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
Man, Fester, you have to ask.
Boston.
Driving a Cadillac in Boston is about as high as it gets. That's
I
pretty
say,
high.
let's party in my car, and everyone's like, party in your car.
Yeah. And go get some pizza at Regina's.
Yeah, Regina's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You say there's a party in my car named Roxanne.
Isn't that funny? Yeah, that's it.
Hey, Lisa, thanks for the hat, and thanks to the Freaky Tiki Surf Shack.
Well, thank you guys for all the laughs. You guys are awesome.
Yeah, you guys ought to hook up with Woody's Wash Shack. You know, they do the whole surf theme as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, they're popping up the Woody's Surf Shack. The Woody's, Wash Shack. Woody's Wash Shack. You know, those really good-looking car washes are popping up all over the place. So, hey, thank you, Lisa. I really appreciate it.
Thank you guys, and keep up the good work. You're awesome. I love you guys.
My pleasure. Have a great day. All right, I'll wear the hat for the rest of the show. How do I look in the hat?
Terrible.
You look like a complete hump.
Yeah, I mean, you look like a total moron. Because
It's on your headphones.
MJ
the headphones
wears
are
the
weird.
clunkiest headphones in the history of broadcasting, and he has a bucket hat laying on top of those headphones. I mean, I'm sure it'd look fine if you took your headphones or just rolled them back a little bit.
Yeah, I can't get past giving up my Koss Pro 4 AA's from 1977. I'm sorry. My dad had these when he used to listen to like his quadraphonic stereo back in 1972.
Come here, Todd. Listen to this. Listen to the quality.
Prince Harry.
Oh.
I was trying to figure out what we had to what I had to segue to.
What a baby.
Oh my God.
I can't believe this.
The stuff that's leaking out here. I mean, it was all coming out anyway because the book was coming out. But when does the book publish officially? And a copy of the book or something, or some of the books went on sale early in Spain, and media got a hold of the book, and it's the Prince Harry memoir, and there's all kinds of stuff. So it was a Spanish edition. In translated pages of the Spanish edition, Spare. That's what it's called. And the fact is that he's not the heir to the throne. He's the
spare?
The spare. You don't throw a strike, you roll a
spare.
There you go.
Well, that's not a victim mentality.
Yeah. So anyway, he has let me just go over some of the details. And I tell you what, in like online message boards and the commentary in like the stories online, you want to hear something funny? They call Harry's wife, who is Meghan. And guess what my wife and Julian started watching over Christmas break when we were up in Whistler?
What, the documentary?
No, they started watching Suits.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
First of all, that is a terrible show. That Suits was awful.
Well, I don't even know what that is.
That was Meghan Markle's TV show.
Exactly. So Meghan Markle was one of the paralegals or secretaries on the show Suits.
Oh.
And I watched a couple of episodes. My God, it's awful.
How is she in it?
Well, yeah, she's not that great. But here's the deal. Online, all the commentary, the message boards, they call Meghan Markle this narcissistic sycophant. And guess what they call? Guess what the nickname is for Meghan Markle?
What?
Nutmeg.
Ooh, that's a really
Clever.
funny nickname.
Yeah, they call her Nutmeg online. Now, here are some of the details translated from the Spanish edition of the Prince Harry book. In one incident, he notes that he lost his virginity to an older woman in a field, and she smacked my rump.
You know who?
Ew.
You know who they were speculating that was,
Who?
right?
No.
Fergie?
They were speculating that it was Elizabeth Hurley, and she had to actually come out and say, "No, it was not.
It wasn't me.
Oh my
Yeah.
God,
It wasn't
that would
me.
be amazing.
It wasn't me.
Yeah.
It wasn't me." In the book, summing up the experience as an inglorious episode, he recalled how his first partner was an older woman who liked horses a lot. She treated me not unlike a young stallion.
Oh, God.
This is so weird.
The encounter took place in a grassy field behind a busy pub.
So she broke him behind a pub?
Quick ride, after which she smacked my rump and sent me to grace.
Huh?
You British talk all weird. She
They
sent me to
write
grace.
they write all weird as well, huh?
She said, "You're my red-headed horse." Freckles and all.
All right, so that's one of the things.
Who cares?
Prince Harry admits watching Meghan Markle's Suits sex scenes was a mistake. So I guess she had sex scenes in the TV show Suits.
My God, Megan, I can't believe you do this.
Prince Harry calls Prince William his arch nemesis in the book.
But they're brothers.
I know. This is terrible.
Now, hang on a minute. Isn't there chatter in the last couple of days? Hasn't there been some chatter before all these leaks came out about the book? Weren't there reports that Prince Charles wants to try to reconcile allegedly before his coronation as king?
The dad, right.
What's to reconcile the
that'd
boys?
be Prince Charles, yes.
King Charles.
King Charles now.
King Charles.
King Charles.
He said, listen, I want both of my ungrateful sons of bitch sons to come to my coronation.
Prince Harry also admits that he lied and he actually did cocaine as a teenager.
Oh, my goodness.
So a royal family member, a prince,
Where were his handlers
snorting
when he did that?
coke? Exactly.
Is this about the time when he was taking pictures in like Nazi?
That's the other thing is that
take the stupid.
But the
he
story
blamed that on his
brother.
brother.
He blames that on on Prince William and Kate that they talked him into wearing a Nazi uniform for Halloween or something.
That was like
2003. What? Kate was around?
Harry, hey, it's William. I have a great idea for your Halloween party. Go as Hitler.
I'm going to draw a little mustache on you real
It's
quick.
great.
With a Sharpie.
I love you. This picture won't come back to haunt you ever, I promise.
I promise. I promise you.
They'll love it.
He's denied in the past any cocaine use, but now he drops the bombshell in this new memoir, Spare, that he did snort coke.
Well, you know, I have books to sell now. So.
Exactly.
When he was
And
around.
should we believe like Harry before or Harry now who's trying to sell books?
I guess he was about 17 years old, and that he was first offered cocaine at someone's country house during a shooting weekend.
Oh, great
Shooting
mixture.
cocaine,
That's
yeah.
great, yeah. Cocaine snorting and shooting, waterfowl or whatever they were shooting.
Hold my gun, please. I need to do a line.
Yeah, that could have been another peppering incident. Like, you remember Dick Cheney shot a guy in the face with a shotgun. Remember that?
Oh,
Yeah. Hold on, I'm going to do a bump of this gun.
Yes, please.
He said, I'd been offered a line, and I had done a few more since. It wasn't much fun, and it didn't make me particularly happy. So here he talks about cocaine use.
Cares? He's a royal. Of course there's coke around.
He's not even a real royal. He's a spare.
He said it didn't make me feel different, and he later was accused of cocaine use again after a 2012 Las Vegas party as well.
That's shocking. A prince.
It didn't make him feel different.
I don't feel anything different at all.
He
I
also
feel like a spare.
he also says in the memoir that at Prince William and Kate Middleton's wedding, his penis was frostbitten.
My spotted dick is code. This is code.
This is called frozen dick. You knew it was awful.
It is. It's spotted dick.
The spotted dick is way under temperature.
So apparently,
warm it up.
He reveals in the new book that his Todger, is that what they call it in
My
the UK?
Jolly Roger.
My Todger.
I thought it was a wanker.
Todger.
Oh my God,
He
Michelle
said-
has a new nickname for you.
Todger.
A British crank.
I'm Todger. A British crank.
Man, he's really pulling out all the stops, huh?
So apparently he did a 2011 March expedition to the North Pole, and his wiener got frostbitten.
How does this go? Was the editor like, all right, Harry, we need a little more stuff? One time my wiener was cold.
It's like he's starting to make stuff up.
One time I slipped on a banana peel.
All right, Harry, let's go back to the royal wedding of your brother. Tell me about your penis that day.
So wait,
It was quite frigid, actually.
You do say.
Does he have Wiener Raynaud syndrome? Is that what
is
that
it?
Raynaud syndrome? When I have that when my fingertips go numb. I told you.
I think that's called lupus.
Let's compare your.
I think that's called MS.
Yeah, I mean, you can do that checked out.
Circulation issues, Rox.
I told you guys that I had Raynaud syndrome in my
MS
in
is
my
not a joke,
boobs
Rox.
too.
You remind me of nutmeg.
What is it called?
Raynaud syndrome.
How do you spell that?
Raynaud, and it's when your extremities
Raynaud,
whatever, and your extremities get really cold and the circulation doesn't go where it's supposed to. So like it
you have
happens
no
to
feeling in your boobs?
Sometimes it happens to my fingers. I told you guys this, and then when I was breastfeeding, I got this weird nipple thing where it was a offshoot of Raynaud syndrome. Yes,
Your
so maybe he
nipples
has
shut radius.
So you had tingling nipples?
Yes.
like needles. It was so painful.
Oh, my
and it was
God.
But I'm wondering if that's what he has.
Sounds like diabetes in your feet or something.
Yes.
Oh, my
All
God.
royals have cold penises. It's a fact.
Yes, let me tell you about King Louis.
King
He
Louis.
was known as the Isle of Icicle, if you know what I mean.
So more stuff from this Prince Harry memoir. There's some passage in the book about he writes about Prince William's alarming hair loss.
All right, he's just pulling stuff out of there.
That's a good.
My brother's balls. I don't.
We all have eyes. Okay, we can
He
see.
looks like
We
an
know.
ass. He should shave.
That's not a revelation.
But he's keeping the Mr. Whipple side stuff.
Yeah.
So just shave it off.
And your thoughts on your father's enormous, gigantic Dumbo ears? Go ahead.
I mean, he goes into a lot of other things. He talks about a savage fight that they had between the two brothers.
Or Prince William kicked his ass.
Decked him. And then
I like Prince William more after reading Harry's book.
We fought with white gloves.
And then Prince, or what is it? The new Game of Thrones offshoot, House of the Dragon.
Yeah.
You had a couple of those. The kids got it. Did you see the battle? The kid sliced one of the other kid's eyes out.
So
in House of the Dragon.
I didn't see that.
Yeah.
William, I challenge you to a duel. I can't take it anymore.
I shall accept.
And then one other excerpt from the book. Prince Harry was warned by Prince William, do not propose to Meghan Markle or Nutmeg.
Well, you got to have a guy like that, your buddy,
need
your
someone
bro,
like
to keep you in check.
So he's completely out of the loop because if he kills his brother, then the son, the little guy, George, is the next king.
Yeah, George is the next heir. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, like all of William's kids would have to.
I'll kick that little bastard's ass.
I'll poison them all.
So if he would have killed his brother, 15 years ago, he would be king.
And I think, didn't we talk about it? Like William and his kids don't all travel together on the same plane or something, right? I feel like I read that.
I have no idea.
But listen, we got to talk about one important thing that came out from the Netflix show.
What's that?
And we never talked about it because then we went on break.
Here we go.
Well, Harry.
Did you say Netflix?
Yes. Harry and Meghan said that William was supposedly having an affair, and that's why they put with Kate's best friend or something like that, and that's why they put all that stuff in the news that was negative about Meghan. I mean, what kind of brother goes and says that about his other brother?
Rub my bald head.
This is a hell of a segue because it's about teeth brushing.
Okay, good.
What? Never heard of it. What?
What
language are you speaking?
I'm speaking Old English. A dentist is making a splash, and he's trying to answer the questions about teeth brushing. And this has sort of been an age-old question. Should you brush your teeth in the morning before or after breakfast?
Great question.
So what do you think the answer is? Should you brush your teeth before or after breakfast?
Roxanne's very impressed with this question, obviously.
I honestly think about it most days. But I'm going to say before. I always do it before, but then you want to after as well. So sometimes you do it both times. I don't know.
I saw that.
Should you brush your teeth before or after breakfast? Roxanne, your answer is?
Yes. No.
Before?
Before.
Oh, God. With the Christ the King Carnival all of a sudden.
It's a very big sound effect reaction for Roxanne's very unpassionate answer. My answer is yes, no.
That is correct. A dentist by the name of Mayor Pandya, who is a dentist and the chief clinical officer of Together Dental, he says, you should brush your teeth when you wake up because while you sleep, loads of bacteria build up in your mouth and you get the plaque formation. So, when you wake up, it's a good time to remove all of that buildup before having your breakfast.
I got a better answer to that. How about you brush your teeth before breakfast so that you don't gross the people out you're sitting at breakfast with your bad, stinky breath?
Oh, yeah, with kind of like a blast.
Yeah.
Like a dragon
Your morning
blast.
breath.
Yeah. He He says also, make sure you use a good fluoride toothpaste. And, again, he points out all you need is a pea-sized amount of a good fluoride toothpaste. I find a pea-sized amount to be a ridiculously light amount.
Yeah, you don't feel like you're getting anything clean.
No, or fresh.
Isn't that too little? Because you always hear a pea-sized amount.
Yeah, that's what big toothpaste wants you to believe. I mean, you slap it on and rebuy tubes.
Well, clearly, if you use more toothpaste, you're going to go through the tube quicker. You're going to consume more. You're going to buy more.
Yeah, in the big toothpaste market, they do the commercial and they have
like big oil, big toothpaste.
Yes. Big oil, big sugar, big toothpaste.
Big toothpaste.
Every industry has a big.
They show, a toothbrush with a big blobby swirl, like almost like an ice cream cone.
That's right. How they the AIM. Remember the old AIM commercials with like the perfect toothbrush swirl. When I was a kid, I tried to do that.
It's like a toothbrush. It's like a toothpaste bouffant.
I wanted to do that like Vinnie Fontaine or something or whatever the heck. So I always wanted, when I was a kid, I always wanted to make like the toothpaste on my toothbrush look like a TV commercial.
It's almost like you need a frosting maker to squirt it out like that or something.
Like a little metal tip on the end of the bag. Pipe it out.
Pipe it. Thank you.
All right. And then, so good fluoride toothpaste. But I use, if they recommend a pea-sized amount, I probably every morning use the equivalent of like 5 or 6 peas.
Yeah, me too.
On my toothbrush. Also, the 45-degree rule when it comes to brushing your teeth. Place the head of your toothbrush against your lower teeth. Tilt the bristles to a 45-degree angle against the gum line. And then this whole small circular movement. I use the
Sonicare?
The Philips Sonicare. I've used that for years. And like I'd go to the dentist and they would say, "Hey, did you just have your teeth cleaned?" I'm like, "No." "Well, your teeth are in great shape." I'm like, "Well, I use the Sonicare." And I've been using the Sonicare since probably 1998 or 99. In fact, there was a listener that was a rep for Philips. And she had written me recently. She doesn't live in the Tampa Bay area anymore. She lives up in like Seattle or Portland now. And she said, "Hey, I found out the MJ Morning Show was back. I listen to you on the podcast all the time." And for whatever reason, she dropped off. She was a rep for Philips Sonicare locally here in Tampa Bay. And she dropped off a Philips Sonicare. And I started using it. And I've purchased a bunch of them ever since. I'll buy like the 2-pack at Sam's Club or Costco. And I think the Sonicare is fantastic. There's a lot of also the Oral-B is a little. They do the circular stuff. I think those are good as well. But anyway, so there are some the age-old question: brush before or after breakfast. This dentist says brush, maybe even brush before and after. Right?
Yeah, that's
Roxanne's go-to.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, because then you drink your coffee during breakfast, so get the coffee taste out.
When we get back, look at the time. It's 9:22, the final chunk of the MJ Morning Show for a Friday for the week. We're about to, the weekend is coming up, folks. All right, I've got a lot of stuff to get to, including, do I have enough time for this? Anyway, I have a lot. I got to prioritize to figure out what we're going to get in next, but I guarantee if you're not entertained in the next segment, your money back, all right? Guaranteed. MJ Morning Show back in minutes on Q105. Traffic's on. Big mistake. So Michelle apparently before bedtime last night was reading the arrest affidavit of that sicko
I did the same thing.
accused killer of the university students out in Moscow, Idaho. Yeah. And, Michelle texted me this morning, I shouldn't have read that before I went to bed last night. So she was having like all kinds of nightmares and everything. Did I hear that they were onto him and that car trip across the country did you see his father? His father looks like a mutant. Did you see the image from the body cam when the cops pulled him over?
Father's a very ugly man.
Yeah, the father, and it looks like all kinds of dental issues and everything. Anyway, so they're pulled over, but I thought I had heard that the FBI had been tracking them and actually following them across the entire country as they were driving in their Hyundai Elantra, that white car, all the way from Idaho or Washington State, because he lived in Washington State, right on the border with Idaho. And that they were tracking him and following him all the way across the country. And we heard about the 2 police stops where they pulled him over. And those were at the request of the FBI.
They wanted
they wanted pictures of his hands.
Yeah, of his hands.
I didn't realize that. I didn't read that deep into the article.
They wanted images of his hands, and the body cam actually caught the image of his hand on his lap inside the car.
Because I just read part of it, or maybe I read it a couple days ago before they gave that update, that they just pulled him over for tailgating, which is kind of like...
Does he have a coke nail or something?
So the reason they said they pulled him over was he was following too closely to
one was tailgating,
right.
And then I think was it an unsafe lane change? They pulled him over twice. And then we also have some clarification on the DNA. And we had thought when we heard that they used DNA from a relative, we had assumed, and you brought this up, and listen, I think it was a very safe assumption. You had wondered whether it was like from one of the databases like 23andMe or Ancestry.com. It turns out that the DNA was actually... his father or mother DNA from the trash. They were able to get trash DNA from the father's house in Pennsylvania and then match it to the DNA found at the scene. And then they found the similarities of the DNA.
The other big thing that came out from yesterday's reporting on it is the girl who was in the house, or the 2 girls who survived or were not attacked. They didn't call the police. They didn't call the authorities for like 6 hours. So people are wondering, why didn't they call? Because the one girl actually saw him in the house. She heard noises outside of her room, walked out into the hallway and saw, as she described, a 5'10+ stranger with bushy eyebrows and a mask covering his nose and mouth. And then he was like, she heard him say something like, "I'm here to help you," or something.
Yeah, he was trying to get in. Right. But they didn't know.
But also, didn't they show like cell phone pings showed him like near that house like a dozen times?
Yeah.
So did he scope it out? Why did he zero in on them? What was, there's a lot more that we're going to find out about the story. Let me see if Michelle was doing a workout this morning. I don't know if she's done yet. Because Michelle, like terrified apparently, had like restless sleep last night. And she's like, was tossing and turning, and she sent me a text early this morning. I shouldn't have read that. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Are you playing in traffic?
No.
Hey, so we're talking about the Idaho situation and the arrest of this maniac, this Brian Koberger, and you texted me this morning that it was not a good move to read the spooky affidavit last night before you went to bed.
Right. Because then I couldn't sleep.
I know. Did you have nightmares last night?
I did. I had horrible nightmares. And then, of course, I woke up after you left this morning and I couldn't sleep. So I literally have had like maybe 2 hours of sleep.
Oh, geez.
That's all you need.
And then now you're working out, right? You just finished your workout?
I just finished my workout. I'm on the massage chair now.
Oh, you're on the massage chair now. All right. Well, have fun with that.
Reward for working out. You hear it?
Do they have the massage chair in the middle of Kennedy Boulevard? That's what it sounds like.
He's going to replace you soon, MJ. I'm going to watch it.
All right. I'll see you home in a little bit, okay?
Okay, bye.
Hey, should I go get the wine now, or should I wait till tomorrow to get the wine?
Oh, my God.
I told you to wait till tomorrow.
But I'm already in Pinellas,
Yeah, wait till tomorrow. All right, goodbye. It gives you a little errand. It gives you a little fun errand to run tomorrow, and you can disappear for 5 hours like you always do.
All right.
Where do you go?
Don't we stop that?
Excuse me.
I don't disappear for 5 hours.
I'm going to the post office 6 hours later.
This will make time for his girlfriend.
I have no idea where you've been.
Give me you know where we've got Life 360.
Yeah,
you know where I am.
Follow each other everywhere.
I know the thing. You tell me you're going to go do one thing, and the next thing I know, you're doing 10 things.
Well, I remember other things I've got to do.
He has ADHD,
Can't
Michelle.
hear you. Goodbye.
Bye. Yeah, so I don't know if you know Brian Franzese, and he owns Bellavino over in Bel Air, and he dug up a couple of cases of wine for me.
Sweet, man.
Yeah, so
nice.
Yeah, there's this great Italian wine we had in Vancouver and in Whistler, and I'm like, oh my God, this wine was incredible.
Bare naked?
And it's like totally affordable wine. It's like a $39.99 bottle of wine, and it drinks like a $150 bottle of wine. So
If it's not 2 bottles for $8.99, I'm not interested.
Yeah, I mean, let's say.
Listen, there's some good wine that you can get in the 12 to 25 range, but 30 wine in the 30s. I mean, still there's plenty of good wine from $15 to $40.
I get my wine at Walgreens.
Hey, I buy stuff at Costco as well.
Froggy,
Costco's got some great wines.
We cracked open a mango strawberry Moscato. The Arbor Mist. It was delightful.
Gross.
All right, so let me prioritize in the final minutes of the show here. So you heard that Michelle was scared. Did you see that Neil Schoen? Do you know who Neil Schoen is?
No.
It sounds familiar.
Neil Schoen, Schon. Come on, guys. Neil Schoen. You don't know who he is?
Neil Schoen.
All right, Andrew, can you please give the crew like an audio clue as to who Neil Schoen is? What the hell are you doing in there?
That was a promo, not a song.
Damn it.
There you go.
Is he from the Journey?
Duh, yes.
Okay.
Lead guitarist.
Neil Schoen is the lead guitar. How do you guys not know who Neil Schoen is?
He has my birthday. I just Wikipedia'd him.
Have you seen the billboards around town?
Hang on a second.
Small town girl.
Living in a lonely world. All right, anyway, say it again.
Have you seen the billboards around town, like some back clinic, and like the drummer from Journey endorses them, and all it says is endorsed by the drummer from Journey or something?
I think I have seen those billboards.
I don't know.
And this is weird. Neil Schoen is accusing Paula White.
Oh, the minister?
Without Walls. Remember that whole thing going on?
Yeah.
Which I always thought that thing was a racket. But remember Paula White and her husband and
like a church, something, right?
They had the Without Walls church going on.
How can they have a church without walls?
They had the massive Bayshore mansion and the Rolls Royces and the expensive cars. Listen to this. New York Post last night. I saw this. Ugly legal drama continues to rock Journey as founding band member Neil Schoen has sent yet another cease and desist letter, this time to keyboardist Jonathan Cain's wife, Paula White Cain, a televangelist who has served as former President Donald Trump's spiritual advisor and delivered the invocation at his inauguration, is being accused of allegedly giving herself access to the band's bank accounts without Schoen's knowledge or consent, according to a December 12th letter from Schoen's attorney that was obtained by the New York Post. But an attorney for Paula White Cain, 56, warned the public to stop believing, stop believing Schoen's nonsensical claim in an exclusive statement to the New York Post. The letter is one of several disputes that Schoen, who is 68, Cain is 72, are engaged in, including Cain performing Journey music at a recent Mar-a-Lago gala. Anyway, so you got Neil Schoen is accusing
the Paula from
Paula White, who's now Paula White Kane, because he's married again to this keyboardist for Journey of taking money out of the band's bank accounts.
Jeez. Wow.
Shocking.
I think plenty of money has come out of bank accounts to donate to Paula White over the years, and that Without Walls. And listen, I always thought that was a racket, but that's my personal opinion. Anyway, a lot of questions, about that whole deal. And so now here's this accusation. I just don't know much about what she does now, and I don't have a very favorable opinion. It's just
looks like she's putting her hands in the
cookie jar.
Listen, I have no idea if Neil Schoen's accusations are accurate, but I just know that I formed an opinion of Without Walls and Paula White a long time ago.
Why don't they just call it open air church?
So, how does the roof get held up if they don't have walls?
Sounds impossible.
Yeah.
Is it like a tent?
Sounds like a structural impossibility.
Mm-hmm.
Or only roof church.
Pole barn church. That's what we need, pole barn church. Yeah. All open on the sides.
Yeah.
You can pull an RV in there.
I don't know why everyone falls for this, but did you see that the latest list of the freaky foods at the Florida State Fair is out?
Oh.
This is done just for publicity purposes and get people talking.
Funnel cake is always involved.
Couple things. One, I love the state fair. Two, I love food. None of this stuff really does anything for me. Honestly, it's like, what? They have funnel cake Cuban sandwiches.
Well, they have the poop burger this year.
Dude, I'm looking forward to that.
I'm kidding. There's
deep fried, right?
There's the deep fried poop burger.
There's an egg in the middle
with confectionery sugar sprinkled on top. Should I go through the list? Should we fall for this
gimmick?
gimmick?
You want to go through the list? Go ahead.
I like to get Fester's thoughts on it.
But this stuff, a lot of times, it just looks disgusting. Yeah. Listen, I'm not opposed to the Florida State Fair. I mean, listen, it's a fun time for many.
I mean, I just want a fair burger.
I saw like Mexican corn taco. Mexican corn sundae was on the list. I'm like, what? What a nice ice cream sundae. Let's put
all right. I'll give in. Okay, so they've got the walking nacho dog. They've got. Hang on to what you were going to say, Roxanne. Mexican street corn sundae. The hell is that?
It's a sundae. It's like a blizzard with.
I'd rather have corn on the cob.
Yeah, corn on it
with Mexican spicy corn.
Just give me the corn.
All right, hang on a minute. So the Mexican street corn sundae, sweet, salty, packed with flavor. Sounds like packed with diarrhea. That's what it sounds like.
Watch out for the corn, man.
Really. It features fresh cut fries layered with warm chili con queso, sweet corn, Mexican spices, crumbled cheese, cilantro lime crema, crushed corn chips, and your choice of Cajun shrimp or sirloin steak.
Oh my gosh, look at this. The placenta po' boy.
That's delicious.
The Tampa Cuban funnel cake sandwich.
Okay.
Okay, it really is getting to a point where they're just like, let's just throw a dartboard at some food or dart, and just whatever we hit, we're just going to combine.
We're going to go with it.
We've got the liver ice cream sandwich.
Did I tell you what Daviana...
Slices of liver on an ice cream sandwich. What were we going to say?
You know what Daviana drinks now?
What?
This is her daily drink.
Jack Daniels?
Milk. Yes, milk and lemonade. Milk and lemonade mixed together.
Ew!
And that's what she wants. It's so gross.
Next year it's going to be at the fair.
And there's still
That's
more.
Gonna be a new hot drink at the
watermelon sweet tea, some kind of mango nata, a nacho mama. I mean, all these crazy things. Anyway. All right, folks, have a fantastic weekend. Don't forget, pick up your Mega Millions ticket. The Mega Millions jackpot is going to be at least $950 million tonight for Mega Millions. Folks, website always loaded, mjmorningshow.com. That's mjmorningshow.com. Have a great weekend. We'll see you back here on Monday, and let's be careful out there.